Why don't you go see your boyfriend?
Yeah, he got a nice room. He won't have it long. He left a call for 7 a.m.
See if we can figure out something.
Listen properly.
Hi. Well, here we are again. Said I wouldn't be online, and I'm online. So there's that. In my defense, I am happy to be online if I am not trying to, like, I'm happy to be on my laptop if I'm not trying to use iMovie, because iMovie is going to be the reason my laptop learns to fly. Also, how is my audio? Because the other day it was so bad. And I just wanted to check. I can tell my camera's a bit grainy today. Sounds good. Okay, cool. It was really like, it sounded like I was wearing like a headset. I want to very quickly jump over to this before they remove the stream, and then I will come back, but they remove this very fast. This says,
Jen, are you there? Jen, are you there?
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's see. I'm looking at this list. It looks like Mr. Patterson has everybody except Janelle Arnold.
Yes, and I do want to let you know that the Joseph Hansen, I mistakenly put him on there.
Okay, so he's not on for today?
No.
Okay. One less case. All right. I'll probably go ahead and look for or take up Mr. Patterson's cases first, unless there's an attorney for Ms. Arnold.
Okay.
And we'll take hers up last. We may need a trial date.
I've got the dates ready for you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I was going to take up Mr. Patterson's cases first. It looks like he's on every case except one.
And all of those are in custody, Judge.
Okay. Was there anybody you were still needing to talk to, or?
There will be one. Yesterday when I was trying to meet Miss Hutton, she was in an infirmary and they wouldn't let her out. I waited 2 hours, but it just didn't work out.
Okay. Well, I think what I'll do then is take up that is it Businski?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then skip over Ms. Hutton, go to Mr. Lamont or Mr. Newman, and then while you're doing that, I may deal with Ms. Arnold at that point.
4-3. Go ahead. Hey, did you retrieve your 1016 from the Durango? Yeah, hold on.
Okay, otherwise, are we ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
At the court's leisure, Your Honor.
Let's go ahead and get started then. We'll start with State of Kansas versus.
sorry, I forgot to say, I'm going to turn off the heart thing now. I'm just going into YouTube Studio, so just give me 1 minute.
Businski, and we'll need. Are we making a recording at this point?
Sorry about that. Yes, I'll get it started.
Okay, thank you. This is State of Kansas versus Alyssa Businski, case number 22 CR 193. The council state their appearances, please.
Joe Regier on behalf of the state.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appear on behalf of Alyssa Pusinski, who does appear via Zoom audio visual from the Butler County Jail. Judge, this is a warrant to show cause. I can tell the court that I have discussed the allegations contained within the warrant with Ms. Pusinski. I can tell the court that there will be a waiver of hearing and a stipulation there have been violations. There is an agreed recommendation. In fact, that agreed recommendation is at the bottom of the report of request for revocation of probation that was made by Lori McManus. I don't see her on here, but the agreed recommendations would be a 3-day sanction back on. And at appropriate time, I can explain the reasoning behind that, at least from my point of view with my client, and kind of explain those things to the judge, to your honor.
All right. Mr. Regier, is that your understanding of the agreement between the parties?
Your Honor, in exchange for the stipulation to the violations, the state is prepared to recommend that the court proceed in accordance with the recommendations of the court services officer. As this is a warrant to show cause, the state's understanding is that as a matter of law, the defendant would be entitled to credit for time served, and the state does not object to that.
All right. Ms. Businski, have you heard what the attorneys have told me?
Yes, sir, I have. And it's Buczynski.
Buczynski, excuse me.
Everybody says it wrong, so it's okay.
I'll try to get it correct. Ma'am, you're here today on a motion to show cause or a motion to revoke your probation. It appears that you had and you are entitled to have a hearing on that. The state of Kansas would have the burden of proving that you violated the terms of your probation by a preponderance of the evidence. That means more likely than not. So you have that right to that hearing. You have the right to be represented by counsel during that hearing, and it would be done in the same order that a general trial would be, or an evidentiary hearing. So you have the right to that. You don't have to do that. If you wish to waive your right and agree that you violated the terms of your probation, you can do so. I want to caution you though, you have a 120-day sentence that was imposed on you. If I find that you're in violation, even though there's a recommendation from the parties, the court is not bound to follow those. You could be ordered to serve up to the maximum amount that's already been sentenced. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And with that in mind, do you wish to have a hearing or do you wish to waive that?
I wish to waive that.
All right. Have you had sufficient time to discuss this with your attorney?
Yes, we spoke about it yesterday.
Very well. And you understand that, well, has anybody forced or coerced you in some fashion to do this?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any intoxicants or medications at this time? Anything that makes it difficult for you to make sound judgments?
No, sir.
Very well. And counsel, she's stipulating to the probation report request for revocation.
Yes, that she has not made, not kept contact with the court service officer, has not successfully completed inpatient treatment, and has not paid the balance of the case within 60 days.
I do find that she has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to that hearing with the advice of good counsel, knowing the potential consequences. I will hear statements at this time if there's any additional statements in regards to the recommendations. I'll begin with the state, Mr. Regier.
No additional statements at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Patterson.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, this is a case where she was placed on probation, that she did initially begin doing her probation as she was supposed to, but in this case, and I think sometimes there are extenuating circumstances that interfere with her carrying out the court's orders. This case, it was because of an abusive husband. She let me know that she was physically abused. Does not sound, though, that she called law enforcement. Instead, she was essentially kicked out of her house and lived on the streets. That it's pretty obvious from meeting with her yesterday that as she told me, she was living in a park. She's suffered, looks to be extensive mosquito, bug bites, all sorts of problems that were all over her from that time that she was homeless, living in a park. At that point, she did not continue with treatment because she didn't have a way to afford that, as well as a phone. So she basically, once she got kicked out of her home, it really put her in a position where she was homeless and not able to do anything except try and survive. That has turned around now. She's talked to me about she's had friends and family reach out to her now that she's in this position, that they are offering for her to live in Towanda, so that she is closer now. Instead of Wichita, she'll be here in Butler County residing. That she would be living at 776 North Bevard Avenue in Towanda. With that, her family has also been helping determine where she can get back into treatment. And I think there's a work to get her into a place pretty quickly, either in Wichita. Well, I can't remember which one she told me. She couldn't tell the court which ones those were, but sounds like she has a plan to have a home so that she can have a stable living environment that will allow her then to continue and be on probation. She's giving her mother's name to in support of that, who lives in Towanda also. So she'll have family present, friends present, and it will give her a chance that she needed. That with what happened to her, it just wasn't possible, and she was put in a tough position by that situation. So we are asking the court to adopt the recommendation, although I would tell the court it has been more, if the court adopts it, it's been more than 3 days, because she has been in since August 5th. So there's almost 4 times as much as what the probation officer was requesting. I don't know why the probation officer made that recommendation, unless the probation officer had some idea of some of this. But from my talk with Ms. Paczynski, I think this is something that we'd ask the court to consider, and it does seem that she was placed in that bad spot by a third party. So we'd ask the court to adopt the recommendations of the court service officer, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Buczynski, is there any statements that you would like to make before I announce my ruling?
Well, he mentioned that I would mention the rehab places. It was either Bel Air Rehab or Holland Pathways. I have had family call. They have open beds available, but because I can't give them my insurance information, I have to give it to them if I'm let out. I also have $100 here in inventory to pay towards my fines. Well, if I get out today. I'm finally feel like I'm actually catching up or getting back on the right path now that my family's reaching out to help me and friends are helping me, since my ex put me in such a bad place.
Well, I'm looking at the notes on your case here, and it reflects looks like 3 failure to appears since December of 22. You were sentenced on May the 6th. At that time, you had 120 days. The notes reflected you had done inpatient treatment and was then in outpatient treatment. Is that correct?
They switched me from inpatient to outpatient. It wasn't that I completed inpatient. And then I was kicked out of my house the first week of June.
Well, the probation report kind of went the same way along you failing to show up for court. You failed to show up on June the 12th.
My husband was keeping my mail for me. I found the letter after the fact, after I finally got it from him.
You were contacted. You were in jail in Sedgwick County. Looks like you went into custody on June the 16th, released on June 25th, and you didn't contact court services following that.
I didn't have a phone. My family has offered to get me a phone to make sure that I can report now. And the 2 treatment places they called have also spoke to them because they don't allow phones into the inpatient rehab. But the treatment places both said they have a way to set up so that I can do Zoom meetings for my probation while I'm in treatment.
Now, when probation contacted on July the 8th, when they contacted your drug and alcohol treatment provider, Valley Hope, they said you had not attended since.
I always find that excuse like just null and void. You know, like to me, she could have called a non-emergency line. She could have gone to the police. She could have done any number of things. It just, if it was me and I had to do this thing for, like, if my life was on the line, I would do the thing and make a plan. It just sounds like, oh, I couldn't call, sorry.
May the 31st and were discharged from treatment on June the 24th due to
I was kicked
policy
out the first
violation
week.
and non-attendance.
I was kicked out of my house the first week of June, so
Well, you stopped going to inpatient treatment before then.
that was the day that 31st was like that first week of June. And I had no phone and no transportation, no way to contact them. I was living underneath the bridge over on Pawnee on Broadway. I mean, someone stole my money like 4 times, so, while living over there in the last 2 months.
Well, as I indicated, I'm concerned that we're just going through a pattern here of releasing you and you not doing what you're told to do. Because that's kind of been what, ma'am, I'm not asking you to make a statement. That's kind of been the case since December of 22.
I understand that. I've messed up, but I have my family's support now. I didn't have that before.
Well,
For the first time in 2 years, I finally feel like I'm getting myself back together.
all right, I'm ready to make my ruling. I am going to place you back on probation. However, it's not going to be after 3 days. I'm going to order you that you serve another 30 days in the county jail.
Okay.
Then you may be released to 6 months reporting probation with all of the conditions that you had before. So it looks like that you've been recommended for inpatient treatment. Is that correct?
Yes. I wasn't recommended for inpatient rehab. I want to do it myself for myself to get myself better.
Well, if that's correct, then that's going to be your best bet to doing it, because a judge ordering you to do it, if you're not willing to make the best effort, it won't work very well.
No, I want to do it for myself because
Okay.
I want to be clean.
Now, I'm going to order, again, you're going to be held another 30 days on this case. You're going to get credit for time served. Then you'll be placed on probation. Once you are released on probation, you are to contact, is Mr. Russell, are you the one that's going to be on this case?
Your Honor, I'm not. Actually, I was told Lori's in a meeting, so I'm just going to take the notes down real quickly.
Right. You are to contact your probation officer, contact court services. And if you come back and it's because you didn't have a phone, because you were under a bridge, all these other reasons, I'm not going to be very sympathetic.
Yes, sir.
I expect you to do the things here. And
Yes, sir.
whenever I say, the offense that you have, abuse of toxic vapors, I've seen too many people over the years that have permanent brain damage from that sort of thing.
That's
So,
why I want to go to treatment myself. I don't want to do that to myself anymore.
well, understand, I mean for you to serve the rest of your sentence if you're not going to comply with probation.
Yes, sir.
So when you're released, what's your first order of business?
One, if I'm released and with enough time to go pay my fine, put the money I have here on my fines, and then
Your first order of business is to contact the probation.
Yep. Well, that's at the courthouse, so
I think inpatient treatment, from what you've described, is probably what you need.
I know it's what I need.
And, but you need to be in contact, and if they want you to meet with them first, then that's what you need to do. But, you're kind of at the, please.
Sorry.
You're kind of at the end of your rope here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, anything further at this time?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Very well. We are adjourned.
Does the time that I've already been here, does that count towards the 30 days?
No, if the 30 days is from now, you'll
Okay.
get credit.
That's what
for
I was
all
just
of it.
That's what I was just checking.
Your Honor,
Yes,
the state does have one final question of clarification, if the court will permit me.
yes.
If the court is formally revoking the probation and ordering the defendant to serve a 30-day sanction with credit for time served towards the overall sentence, but not the 30-day sanction, as is the state's understanding. As far as the 6 months of reported probation, does that commence the day upon being released, or 6 months overall?
Upon a release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So you shall have 6 months from the time of a release on reporting probation.
And what day is that? Or well, day.
I haven't calculated when the 30 days are up. It's 30 days from today.
Okay. Does today count as the first day or tomorrow?
Yes, today counts.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Very well. This matter is adjourned and she can be taken back to herself.
Thanks.
Next case is State of Kansas versus Sean Newman, case number 22 TR 59.
So her charge was abuse of toxic vapors. Is that meth? Because I literally Googled that meaning, and they say with intent of causing a condition of euphoria, excitement, exhilaration, stupefaction, or dulled senses of the nervous system. So I'm kind of confused. Also, I want to switch over to Fleischer now, because I'm really worried about that flashing. Okay. Hey, it's Courtroom Cat. Let's do this first. Hey, Courtroom Cat, you should be able to speak now.
Vicky, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for the invite. Love your channel.
Thanks for hopping on. I think I really just like got you out of nowhere, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Always fun reacting
So
to
I'm
court
trying
stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick which day of Fleischer we should watch, because I feel like everyone here today was on the stream today, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, maybe an older one. I wish he got some
I feel like-
soft sits, but he doesn't.
There was an old one, but I'm talking like 3 months ago, and it's been deleted, unfortunately.
Ah,
Here's 3 weeks ago. Let's go with this. 3 weeks ago. StreamYard, can you please just play nice? 4 June 2024. I've been looking for that day. Oh, I don't even think I saved. I think I'm gonna check quick. Also, American Courts and Courtroom Cat, I'm happy to share things that I've saved along the way, because I feel like everybody's gonna have their own spin anyway. So I only saved July. I didn't save any June. Not a single day of June. But someone had it. We watched it. Steve, you found it somewhere. Is it the Sovereign Citizen Day? Because we watched that here when he gets tased. That upset me, though. I didn't find that one, I didn't find it incredibly, entertaining, sadly. Here's my email address. I'll tell you what I'm looking for. It was Subway Guy. No, I don't. One sec, let me just make sure this, okay, boost does not work. Okay, I'm not muted. Boost does not work with this courtroom. It boosts all the wrong things. Stable volume off. Okay. I'm going to just look for the date. There's a guy in Judge Simpson's court, Heenan, that we've been following. And every single day of June in Judge Simpson's court, I saved except his. And I think it was like his first appearance. It's driving me insane.
Hey, Ramona, I'm not ready to roll on it yet. No. No.
Jeez, this court mic. I want to send a new one so badly for my own ears' sake.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Judge, there's co-defendants, Judge.
If you can bring them both up.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Pavel, Logan.
Good morning, y'all.
Happy, did you have a good weekend? Nice.
Yeah.
Eh? No, sorry to hear about it. We'll hear later. We'll hear about it later. Good morning, Deputy. Thank you for coming.
This is Kevin Garza. And
Okay.
Raphael Vital.
Are you representing both of them?
Judge, I'm helping David Paz on Raphael.
So the first one is,
First one is Kevin Garza. This is Raphael Vital. This is Mr. Garza.
There's also a third co-defendant.
so Garza, you said Vital or?
That's Kevin, Judge. I'm sorry, Your Honor?
No. The other two are Locklear and Vital, right?
Yes, this is Vital.
Vital.
I'm here on Locklear, Your Honor.
You want to bring them up? Okay. You mind bringing them up?
Sure.
So Victoria, this is the
Yes.
tri co-defendant.
We have Garza, Vital, and Locklear, all three.
Come on up, guys. All right, so you're Kevin Garza, Mr. Garza, and Mr. Vital, and Mr. Locklear. All of you guys are charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you.
Garza and Locklear were stopped by the same officer, so I'm gonna do them first and then move to
Sure.
Vital.
Okay.
On July 14th, 2024, undercover officers observed a white Audi and a white Chevrolet Camaro engage in a rolling dragging race by slowing down at approximately 8750 West Park Tollway in Harris County to 30 miles per hour in a 65 zone and accelerate to approximately 140 miles per hour in a
140. Which one did 140?
This one was Locklear and Garza in the rolling drag race. A marked patrol vehicle conducted a traffic stop on the vehicles, and defendant Carson Locklear was the driver of the Chevy Camaro, and defendant Kevin Garza was the driver of the car. Both defendants stated they knew when they got pulled over and admitted to racing each other on West Park Tollway. And then moving to Vital. On July 14th, deputies conducted a traffic stop on a red 2011 BMW M3 for racing on the highway. Prior to the traffic stop, undercover deputies observed 3 suspect vehicles, the red 2011 BMW M3 and the white Chevy Camaro SS and the Audi RS5 traveling side by side eastbound on West Park Tollway, maintaining a speed of 60 miles per hour while side by side, and then kept their vehicles aligned to begin the drag race. All 3 vehicles then simultaneously accelerated to speeds well over 120 miles per hour in the drag race competition to outdistance and outgain each other. The posted speed limit was 65, and deputies conducted a traffic stop on the red BMW M3, and the driver was Raphael Vital, the defendant.
Sorry, American courts. I literally combined like 3 different email addresses there.
These defendants think they're in Fast and the Furious. Geesh.
My mic was muted. I actually remember these kids.
140 miles an hour. I am done with all of you. And I'm now taking away each of your privileges to drive. And if I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every single time that you drive. Do you understand? I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care where you're going. I don't care if you're hauling baby cats to a damn funeral. what your excuse is. If I find that you drive for any reason, each of you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Each time you drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by 6 months in jail, and I can stack it. Do you understand? Mr. Vital, this is your second racing case. I swear to you on everything that's holy, if you get in a car behind the wheel for any reason, there will be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to smoke weed, consume alcohol, and I'm sending you now for a drug test. Do you understand? Tracy, he goes down now. Both of you now, you other two, if I find that you drive for any reason, I will lose my shice. And I'm telling you now, our jails are crowded, but they're not so crowded to have you. And I'm going to tell you another thing. The legislature's made it very easy for district attorneys across the state of Texas to seize, take cars from individuals who continue to do this. I'm surprised, Pavel, did they seize your car, Mr. Vital? I'm very surprised that they haven't done that. And I will be equally surprised if they don't. But get ready. Each of you will come up here, sign this promise to me that you're not going to drive. Heed my warning. You will not get another one. Do you understand? We're going to reset your cases to give you time to work these cases out with your lawyer. Martin, I saw that you were working over there, but at that speed, I don't care where they're going. I don't care what they need to do in life. My only concern is the protection of the highways in Houston. And I'm going to do everything in my power to protect every single person. If you want to race, there are places designated in Houston for you to do it. On the Sam Houston Tollway, on 610, on 59. That's not the proper place. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, come on.
I don't think I have any Fink either. I struggled to get Judge Fink because of the time zones. I managed to get Conlon the other day for like the first time ever, and halfway through, I was catching up, and the stream ended, and they took it down.
Hey, are you ready?
I got
Yeah.
a handful of stuff. One of them is a plea, English plea. So if you want to take care of that one, he speaks English. The other ones are
They're
Spanish.
busy, so let's do your other stuff first.
Okay.
Go right out.
One is an arraignment, but it's Spanish. Guevara. Guevara, Guevara.
Please let me know if my sound
Okay, you
goes
said
weird.
Guevara, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Jose Lorenzo Guevara.
Is a new case?
New case.
Translator?
Yes.
I don't have one. Hey, Victoria,
Yes,
do you mind calling out Luis?
yes, I already did. You said 10 minutes. Now it's like 5.
Okay, Marcos has an arraignment. What else you got?
I've got, they're Spanish though. Another one is Perez, Ronaldo Perez.
Ronaldo, okay.
Yeah, so I represent him on the theft case, but while he was on bond, he picked up misdemeanor and a felony.
Where is he?
He's here now. He already got taken in, Judge. You already took him in a while ago. He posted bond. He's back for the first time again. So he says he hasn't hired us on the new misdemeanor or the felony yet.
Okay,
So I talked to Victoria. We're gonna reset him to 8/15, which is 3 days after the felony, just to see what's gonna happen on the felony. And I don't know, what else you
you have a
needed.
Texas driver license?
Don't know.
Because I need to do a no driving
think so.
affidavit to make sure if he doesn't have a
Okay.
license. Can you bring him up?
I can find out, but he's here. Absolutely. He's Spanish.
Oh, okay, so let's wait for Luis.
Yes. And then my other one,
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll see you soon. And if I still don't get it, then I'll let you know.
I've got 2 pleas, 1 Spanish plea, the other one's English.
Let's do the English one now.
Want to do the English one? Okay. Is Juan Garcia?
They like to stack up all those interpreter defendants, it seems like.
Okay, so what are we doing? What are we time served?
This is a time served judge, yes.
3-1.
And I struggle with the interpreters because my brain can't hear the things twice.
Good morning,
So-
Mr. Garcia. Sir, you're charged with interference
Yeah,
in duties
same.
of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. This charge will go on your record. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any cases you pick up. Do you understand? Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you in this country with or without permission?
He's a lawful permanent resident.
Okay, just because you're an LPR doesn't mean you're a citizen. They can always revoke that permission. The more criminal cases you get, the more likelihood you have of that happening. Do you understand? How do you plead to this offense, sir? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty, send you to the agreement. We'll have you see the clerk and good luck to you.
So I guess Luis just walked up, Judge. So.
Okay, see, let's do
The arraignment or?
hi, Luis, you ready? Come on up.
Steve, you're welcome to
This
join
is
as well.
Guevara.
Yes. Jose Guevara? Yes.
And just a heads up, if you found yourself here and you're considering commenting about talking too much, this is a commentary channel and you can watch the judge directly if you don't want commentary, because I am just not entertaining those comments anymore. I'm about to be moody enough to tell you where to stick it, and we might be friendly in South Africa, but once you cross that side, whoo.
Get him, Vicky Mac. Get him.
Good morning, Mr. Guevara. Yes, sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On July 15, 2024, at approximately 12:19 a.m., officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after observing it with a defective license plate lamp and run a flashing red light. Officers made contact with the driver, who was identified by his El Salvador passport. Officers observed red, bloodshot, glossy eyes. When he stepped out of the vehicle, the defendant was swaying, staggering, and had to lean on the patrol unit to maintain his balance. The officers also detected a strong odor of alcohol on his person, and the defendant admitted to drinking 60 beers at Ojos Locos. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. HGN was a 6 of 6, walk and turn 4 of 8, and one leg stand was a 2 of 4. DIC was read, the defendant refused breath, a blood warrant was executed, and blood was drawn.
Ready to be honest?
There's nothing in his criminal history, and I think it's because
Mr. Guevara, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
But then if
No, I
you
don't have permission.
He's going to say what happens if you go to jail. Ah.
I don't know.
Immigration will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until this case is over with. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate the conditions I put on you now. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're going. You do not have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. I am making that a condition of your bond. You will be signing today a promise with me. You are not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life, Mr. Guevara. Do not drive. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you consume alcohol or drugs, likewise, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You are playing Russian roulette with your life, Mr. Guevara. The next time you go to jail, you may not get out for a year. If you don't want that to happen, don't endanger my public. Don't consume, don't drive. You have a lawyer. Listen to Marcos. He will help you. Take this warning any way you want, but you will not get another warning from me. I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I'll get you to Victoria, where we'll have you sign a reset. Then you will get with trace for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go.
Okay.
That way. And then
So-
you,
I still have,
yeah, we'll do your plea now.
yes.
Can we just do a Spanish plea now? Hey, come on up. I didn't get a chance to do it. I had a death in the family this weekend.
So sorry, Joe.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna go here in about an hour to a funeral, so. I'll have a decision for you by tomorrow, though. Okay? If you just reach out to
If the
Mr.
court
Wells.
needs more time, we're
Oh my gosh, we totally watched this one already.
on the court schedule. I mean,
I don't know. I'm, you know,
You deal with what you need to do with Judge. Sure.
yeah, I'm literally gonna leave here in about an hour to go to the funeral, so.
yeah, I don't think rolling into tomorrow.
I'll just give it to Corey about it.
Judge, what about Friday?
Vic, are you okay with Friday, or you wanna do Thursday? Okay, let's do Thursday, huh? Is that okay? Sorry, and just reach out to Mr. Wells, please let him know. Yeah? Okay. Thanks. Sure.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry about it. Herman, just give me a second. I'm gonna do this plea real quick and then I'll. Luis, you ready? Okay.
My plea, Judge? Jonathan Lopez?
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Que escucha al juez, el patrón y todo, ¿ok? Pero mirar al juez nomás, ¿ok?
Mr. Lopez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. What are we doing? 3-1, same thing. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. Understand, Mr. Lopez, this charge will go on your record. From now on, what we are doing, if you ever pick up another DWI, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And if you're not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking, we are going to punish you with a ton of jail time. And if you're not in this country with permission and you do any kind of serious jail time, you will be stuck in jail for the next year. Do you understand? You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never come back and change this. And I didn't know what was going to happen with immigration. Once you plead guilty, you can never change it. You understand? Is this what you want to do?
Sí o no?
Sí o no?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty?
¿Culpable o no culpable?
¿Cómo se declara culpable o no culpable?
Culpable. Guilty.
Did you understand anything that just happened just now?
Yo, algo de lo que sucedió ahorita. Yes.
Do you know what you're doing
¿Sabe lo que está haciendo?
right now? What are you doing?
¿Qué está haciendo? Pleading guilty.
Good. What kind of time will you be facing if you pick up another DWI?
Tiempo se enfrenta si usted tiene otro caso de alguna intoxicado.
Deportación. What kind of time will you be facing as a minimum if you pick up another DWI?
Six months.
A minimum of 30 days in jail. The plea that we are doing today will not happen again.
Actually, Steve, you remind me, I don't think we watched the red tie day. I mean, the red, I think I was off when it was the red suit day. Although my YouTube says it's been played fully, though I could have watched it on my own.
Do you understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense?
Declaro acusación. Guilty.
I will find you guilty. Sentence you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive, otherwise you will be back here. You understand? All right, good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, the red is pretty dapper. It is dapper.
Oh, I'm muted. It's a full suit. An entire red head to toe suit.
Sure messed this thing up, man. All right, let's roll, nerds.
First is page 4, Cueva Gonzalez, come on up.
Hey, Jason, good morning. How are you, man?
Oh,
Subtitles are like, nerds, come on up.
yeah, I just remembered. Yeah, let's do that one first.
Yeah, counsel, you got an arraignment?
Yes, sir.
Let's get you first. He's here first. What's your name?
Last name is Perez. First name is Tina.
You need a translator?
No, sir.
Okay.
Page 11.
Tina Perez. Come up, ma'am. Thanks. What's up? Happy Friday. It's festive Friday. Tina Perez. Ms. Perez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
All right. Judge, on July 27th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a minor accident and disturbance call. Upon arriving, they spoke with the complainant and the defendant. The complainant stated that he was involved in a minor vehicle collision with the defendant. The defendant was driving at a high rate of speed. He stated that he stopped his car and she got really close to his car, so he waved at her to go because she could not move because of him being so close. She then flicked him off and drove off, striking his vehicle on the back corner. The complainant then followed the defendant, and when they stopped, she was acting weird. He was already on the phone with 911. Defendant and her mother were outside and stated she had some wine for Mother's Day. Defendant had slurred speech. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. The walk and turn 7/8. The one leg stand was a 4-4. Defendant was irate, having mood swings and cursing at officers. Defendant had past head injury, so the HGN was not conducted. DIC was read, search warrant executed, and blood drawn.
Ms. Perez, have you ever, or does she have any prior DWIs?
No,
Can you check? All right. Ms. Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using alcohol or any kind of drugs, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? You may continue to drive, but just be careful. If it does become suspended, you may not drive. You have counsel. He will take care of you. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games and not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I will waive your appearance for now so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch. No more alcohol, and that's it. Okay, for now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll go trace for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. Thanks, guys. Yes, ma'am. Take care.
Judge, page 8, Martinez Mendez.
Yes, sir. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
What was the last name?
Page 8, Your Honor.
He's an immigration judge. He did hire an immigration lawyer. They're asking me if we can please hold off on the warrant to give them time to grab.
I need proof, though. I don't, I mean, not that I don't believe you, Mr. Santana, but I don't know. Let me see what we have, if I can see somehow.
I believe it showed the system that he did have the immigration hold, but I spoke with the attorney yesterday. If I need to get anything, I can do that.
It looks like, you know, if you go to the immigration site, you should be able to pull up a document that says that he's currently in ICE custody. Can you see if they can do that? You mind? And then if so, then we'll give you, and do you know the hearing date by chance?
No.
Is there one?
No, there's not a hearing yet. We were both, I was just hired on this case.
Okay, let's do this. Can you reach out to them to see, just to verify that you have it? If so, we'll give you 30 days.
See what I can get.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay, thanks. Joe.
Good morning, Judge. Here on Fernando Cueva Gonzalez. I'm standing in for Gene Taus. Judge, it's DWI arraignment.
Okay. Do you need a translator?
Yes, sir. We got Roberto right there.
Oh, Roberto, come on.
I'm sorry. On this gentleman, I don't. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead, Mr.
Oh, we don't need it. Okay.
Page 4.
Yeah.
Right.
Fernando Cueva Gonzalez. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
July 28th, 2024, at around midnight, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle after he stopped on the curb between the median and lane 1, impeding traffic in the lane and causing a safety hazard. Upon approaching, officers observed the defendant in the driver's seat, asleep, vehicle on, and left front damage on the car as it had been struck in a traffic control device in the median. Officers observed tire tracks coming from the service road into the median, leading up to the sign that had been struck. Strong odor of alcohol in the breath was observed, incoherent speech, droopy eyelids, bloodshot eyes, and slow movements. Defendant gave officers a receipt for Finn McCool's Irish Bar, timestamped at 11:29 p.m., showing the purchase of 8 of 8 Bacardi light beverages. Defendant placed his wallet on the center console, but then was unable to find it. Upon exit, defendant stumbled and said he was coming from Irish and was going home. He did not recall hitting the sign. He stated he had 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 drinks. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, 6 of 6 in the HGN, 1 of 8 in the walk and turn, and 2 of 4 in the one leg stand. DIC was read. Defendant advised he was 5 out of 10. DIC read, and defendant refused breath, blood warrant executed, and blood drawn.
Any prior DWIs?
No good.
Okay. Mr. Cueva, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes,
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
yes, sir.
As long as you have both, you may continue to drive. Don't drink any more alcohol. Don't use any dope. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you ever have any questions, ask Joe. He can tell you how what goes on in here. Now, because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel, and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant.
Yes, sir.
We'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get the trace of your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. All right?
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Does anyone have a PLDR on
We're gonna start with the Spanish arraignments.
PLDR
Okay.
on actually Benfield?
Garcia Castillo.
Yeah, I turned off links because that's how much.
Good morning, Roberto. Are you Garcia Castillo?
Yes.
Sir, you are charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay.
On July 27th, 2024, officers responded to a minor accident at 2 a.m. Officers spoke with the defendant and the driver of the other car and observed the defendant to have bloodshot, watery eyes and was disoriented. Defendant admitted to driving and stated he had been drinking earlier, 4 to 5 drinks. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, 6 of 6 in the HGN, 5 of 8 in the walk and turn, but defendant stopped walking and turned and told the officer, quote, "Just take me to jail." One leg stand was not performed. DIC read, defendant consented, breath level was a .269 and a .289. And Judge, there's one former DWI from 2017.
I see this.
He knew better than to keep his receipt.
Mr. Garcia Castillo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
What happens if you go to jail?
I can be deported. Yes, I can be deported.
You know how long you'll sit in jail if ICE puts a detainer on you?
No.
You will sit in custody for about 6 months, if you're lucky, perhaps 9 months, more than likely, waiting first for this case to finish, then for immigration to take you and do whatever they're going to do to you. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate any of these conditions that I put on you now. Otherwise, I will put you in jail, and if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. You do not have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing with me today an affidavit promising me that you're not going to drive. Above all else in this life, do not drive. Do you understand? I will also, because it's a second offense, you will be required to obtain a portable alcohol breath test device to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you consume alcohol, any kind of dope, likewise, you will go to jail. I'm going to randomly test you. Do you understand?
I did let him know that those would be your conditions. We had a good talk about it.
Right. Just please warn him sufficiently so he gets it. Above all else, no driving. If he gets a license and insurance, then we can talk about a guardian interlock. But until that point, no driving whatsoever. You cannot justify any reason for getting in a car.
Okay, so the TLDR on Ashley Benefield. I read the docs. One juror did not disclose her being a victim or perpetrator of DV. One juror supposedly snuck in a cell phone and was texting her brother during deliberations. Email sent from ex-friend of Ashley's claiming that she had detailed her plan out to him and her brother on law. Her brother and the brother was in law and crime chat giving heads up on deliberations. I don't think that email in the AB case is true. The writing is weird. Broken Baker, I think you just did a video on this, right? Did you just raid me? Because I was literally gonna try and see if I could redirect to you tonight because I wasn't planning on going live. Thank you for the raid. And I can almost guarantee that you're not showing up in my redirect. Well, now you're not live. You're not going to show up, most likely, unless you have something already set. But I literally get the weirdest stuff. I get a lot of this channel that's Gary Stutz. Ask Gary Stutz. Emergency locksmith. Daily drop or drip. So weird. You didn't in mine either, probably because they most likely have unsubbed me in the last hour for some bizarre reason. Anyway, what I was going to say about the Ashley Benefield stuff is this just adds reason number 7,596 that I am relieved we do not have juries in South Africa, and I would not change it for the world, because all of that is a legal problem that you would presume that a legal expert would be able to leave out. And I hated that verdict. Honestly, I did.
Now, you have a great lawyer. Listen to Frank. He will take care of you. You have a week to get this device on you. Charge it on a daily basis. If it goes dead, if the battery goes dead, so will you. We will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. You will then get to Victoria to sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Trace for your bond conditions. And after that, you'll be free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Take care, man.
All right, the next is page 8, Mendoza, come on up. Alfredo Mendoza.
En español, no en inglés.
Vic, what page?
Page 8.
Okay. Alfredo Mendoza. Mr. Mendoza, your charge was failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
On July 27th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a residence. Complainant stated that the defendant, who lives a few houses down, was in his vehicle exiting his driveway in an unsafe manner, which caused the complainant to swerve to avoid getting hit. Complainant stated the defendant then attempted to cut him off and sideswiped him intentionally. Defendant's vehicle had damage to the side consistent with the complainant's story. Defendant then drove off and mouthed things off to the complainant. Complainant followed behind the defendant and called 911, and the defendant eventually returned home. Complainant stated defendant became aggressive and wanted to fight him. The defendant told officers it was the complainant's fault. The total damage was $1,800.
So what time of day or night was this? Is there any kind of allegation of alcohol usage? He has a prior to the BI from, a little over 10 years ago. So
I'm not seeing a time on the DIMS, Judge. And there's no mention of alcohol.
Mr. Mendoza, are you a United States citizen? In this country with or without permission? What happens if you go to jail?
Well, my family would be without me.
Yes. What else? Are you in this country with or without permission? If you go to jail, what happens?
No sé qué pasaría, pero no me gustaría.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't.
Mr. Mendoza, immigration sweeps the jail every single day. If you're in there for more than a couple hours, they will find you. They will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until this case is over with, and then until immigration is done with you, which will be the better part of 9 months. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions. You are now working on your second case with us. You are playing Russian roulette with your life. You do not have a license, so you are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, a promise that you're not going to drive, Mr. Mendoza. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you need groceries. A kitten has to go to the hospital. Jesus needs a ride to church. You get in the car and drive. I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months every time you drive. I guarantee you do any more than a day, you will get an immigration detainer. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail.
And Judge, based off the OR, it was reported at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Jason. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Victoria. We're going to get you out of here to hire a lawyer. After that, you will meet with Tracy for your bond conditions. Do not drive. Do not consume alcohol. Do not pick up any new cases. I will protect every person in Harris County, Mr. Mendoza. I don't care if it makes you upset or it hurts your feelings that I have to put you in custody, but I will do it in a heartbeat. Come on.
So I was going to leave the Discord group that I basically keep my ID private because I'm in a group that I don't want my Discord details getting out everywhere because I'm in this group and this group does important stuff. And I was going in so that I could leave it so that I could have Discord, but I see that there's a lot of information in here relating to a court case that is going to be very soon that I am considering covering if it's shown here, but it's one of the ones that I would be taking a chance, but I think it's a chance worth taking, and that's the Jocelyn Smith trial. It will be in the court here in Cape Town. I'll tell you when. There's a lot of info here that I'm just really nervous because I have to request again to get in. There's no updates, but I feel like it was like end of August they were going to be going in. It is a trafficking case of getting a flag for guidelines. Its mother may have sold her child.
All right, Judge, next we have.
I know that this, if there's any court watching that comes up for issues relating to SADV, any of that stuff, it's this one. So I might as well say it now.
12, Torres, come on up.
You speak Spanish, right?
Should I? Spanish.
Ms. Torres on 12, Your Honor.
Is it Shaddai Torres? Ms. Torres, you're charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am.
On July 27th, 2024, undercover officer went on the escort website, found a listing with the defendant's information and contacted her. She met the officer at a hotel and they agreed $600 for 1 hour. Inside the hotel room, she agreed to engage in straight sex with a condom for $600.
Ms. Torres, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to engage in this type of behavior anymore. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you do, I will revoke your bond. I will put you in jail. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission, ma'am?
Sin permiso.
With permit.
What type of permission do you have, ma'am?
Parole.
¿De parole?
Y estoy en proceso de residencia.
The process to get
So that means you're not in this country with permission.
quiere decir que no está en este-
Ms. Torres, the only thing I'm trying to impart to you, if there is, I don't know if you're in this country with permission. I don't know if you're applying. It really just doesn't matter. But if you go to jail and immigration finds you in the jail, they will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in custody until this case is over with and then until they take you to immigration. So all I'm asking you to do is behave yourself. Do not pick up any new cases and do not engage in this type of behavior. That's it.
Judge, there's a 2022 alien removal charge. So,
You've already been removed once, ma'am. Could be very, very big problems with the federal government if you're caught again. I would be very, very careful. I will provide you a lawyer today if you need one. But don't pick up any new cases. Don't engage in this behavior again. Can you file the conditions, Pavel, please? For now, I will have you come up to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I will have you take a seat in the jury box. Would you like a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Right now, I don't, but I will have one.
Sir?
I will have one lawyer.
I can give you a lawyer today, or you can go hire one. What would you like?
She had spoken to me, Judge. She was lost in court 3, so I brought her to 5, but I just let her. She's a pro se.
Okay. Yo te puedo dar un abogado ahora si quieres. Okay. You're right now, we will have you sign a reset and then I will have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, ma'am. Otherwise I will issue a warrant and then I'll have you speak to the lawyer here momentarily.
Okay.
This way.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Did you wanna go ahead?
Mr. Santana, what do you got real quick so you don't have to wait? Yeah.
Judge, my secretary showed me how to do this. I entered the immigration website, entered his information. It does show him in custody there. I can forward that to whoever.
Let me just see it. As long as you can pull it up and I can see it. Yeah. See, it's great. Now we can verify. Okay, so you want to just stay in touch with them.
Yes.
If he is able to bond out, please have him come here immediately thereafter. And then,
The last one we did turned out that we had to get 2 resets and he finally came back.
okay. Do you want 30 days? How long do you want?
That'd be great.
Yeah, okay. All right, for sure. Thank you, Mr. Santana.
Yes, sir.
All right, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Page 5 and 6. Galvan, Francisco, come on up.
Okay, is that it for Spanish?
I mean, I said I was taking a risk on getting a guideline thing, but the trial I was talking about is a very contested situation. So true crime kitty, I don't know if arrested is that far off. So if there's any South African lawyers watching, might need your services. No, I'm joking. I won't get arrested. I'll just have to print my own media badge because I haven't covered anything as like independent media.
Hey, man. You Francisco Galvan. Mr. Galvan, you're charged with reckless driving. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the weapon case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On the reckless driving, you're facing up to 30 days and or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 26th, 2024, officers on I-45 witnessed a vehicle going 92 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone, which was clocked by mounted dash radar. Vehicle also made abrupt lane changes without signaling, straddled lanes, and followed too closely. Traffic was moderate and road was wet. Defendant was ID'd by his Texas ID card. Officers observed a live 9mm round between his legs on the seat. Defendant initially denied there were any guns in the car, but eventually admitted that there was a gun under the seat. A black Taurus pistol was recovered. Defendant said, quote, "I believe the gun was used in a crime and probably linked to another crime." The gun had been used in a shooting incident with the operate of the gun being defendant's aunt. There were 2 bullet holes in the back of the vehicle.
So they got the gun. Are they running it? Do they know?
Sir, I did not say that.
Okay, don't, please.
Your Honor, the gun was fired in the incident immediately preceding this incident. So the defendant happened to have the gun at the time he was arrested. But we don't know anything about the prior.
I guess just keep me in the loop if you find that it's linked to something, you know?
Sure.
Mr. Galvan, do you have a Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive at all for any reason. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. If you drive, you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Do you understand? How old are you? What do you do for a living?
Not do fence. I'm working for a contractor with pets.
Did you graduate from high school?
Excuse me?
Did you graduate from high school?
I did not, sir.
We're going to work on that. A drug test you what's going to show up right now.
Marijuana, sir.
What else?
Probably.
I'm sending you right now. I want to know. I expect you to come back, sir. If you do not come back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? I'm going to have you come up here, swear to me that you're not going to drive. After that, I'll just have you take your seat in the jury box. I will give you a lawyer today. Come back after the drug test, and then we're going to work on more conditions.
Can I get my own lawyer?
Sure you can. But I'm still going to put these conditions on you regardless. Do you understand? All right, come swear to me and just take a seat for me at the jury box. Tracy, can we send them now, please? This is Galvan. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Judge, page 7, Manning, come on up. Go in, right this way.
What's your last name, sir? Manning. Jamarian Manning. When you're ready. Okay. Mr. Manning, you're charged with assault and bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On July 25th, 2024, officer was flagged down by the complainant in Harris County, Texas, who advised he was just assaulted at his business and the suspect vehicle was in front of him at the light. Officer caught up to the suspect's vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. The complainant stated that the male wearing red was the suspect who assaulted him. The defendant advised that during an argument, he struck the complainant in the face multiple times because he thought the complainant was going to strike him first. The defendant stated he struck the complainant a total of 3 times in the face with a closed right fist. The complainant advised that he was then struck in the face by the defendant once, leading him to fall on the floor, and the defendant kept punching him with a closed fist approximately 12 times and kicked him twice. The complainant's right eye was observed to be swollen, and a small cut was observed on the inside of the complainant's lip. The complainant stated he felt pain and discomfort from the assault.
Got it. Mr. Manning, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. Tell me, do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole at this time?
No, sir.
Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I will first have you go to Victoria, sign and reset. I will then have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't have any contact. Otherwise, I will revoke your bond and I'll put you in jail, make your bond extremely high.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Please.
This way. All right, Judge, page 9, Mesa, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Meza. Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 27th, 2024, the defendant and the complainant were in a verbal argument about their children's eating habits. The complainant attempted to walk away, but the defendant jumped over the couch and grabbed her by the neck with his left hand and threw her on the ground, in which she fell back and struck her head on the tile floor, further causing pain and a laceration to the back of her head. Complainant's sister arrived and transported the complainant to the emergency room where she was treated. Officers observed a 3 to 4 inch gash to her head in which she had already received 7 staples at the Houston emergency room in Tomball. Complainant does not want to pursue charges. The complainant is the wife of the defendant.
She ended up getting 7 staples because of this. Mr. Mason, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
I was trying to get Discord set up on my.
A protective order was issued on the 28th of last month. Get to know it, because if you violate the court order, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. Do you understand? I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. If you violate this, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the jury box. I will get your bond conditions. So I'll have you sign it. After that, you'll be free to go. Please be careful. No means no. Do you understand? Okay, come on.
Right this way.
I was trying to get my
Next is
my Discord sorted on that email address that I put earlier, and I'm not getting the Discord emails. Still haven't gotten an email from American courts that sent it to the right place. I don't know what is going on, but until I can get that Discord email, I can't take it much further. So I'm just trying to troubleshoot that. In case you're wondering what I'm like angrily like shaking my head at, etc. I will get this Discord sorted, but I don't know how long it's going to take, and there might come a time when I just walk out of the room, because as I've said a few times recently, like this laptop is about to learn how to fly. Yeah. So if you see me walk away and suddenly it's just the lava lamp, you know that I've gone to like take deep breaths.
page 11, Sanchez, come on up.
Pavel, you mind filing no contact. You got a PR bond on this case? This case is 1,548 days old. You've been given opportunity after opportunity. No more PR bonds for you, Mr. Sanchez. That goes away today. Goes with you. I will appoint you a lawyer today. We'll figure out what happens with your case today, Mr. Sanchez.
Next is page 12. Taylor, come on up.
Good morning, Ms. Taylor. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. Be not afford a lawyer be appointed to represent you, ma'am. Okay.
On July 26, 2024, at 1:48 in the morning, officers were dispatched to a parking lot for a medical call. They observed a vehicle to be on and running with the driver and sole occupant passed out in the driver's seat. Officers opened and unlocked the car and woke up the defendant. Officers smelled a strong odor of alcohol on the breath and observed heavy slurred speech and glossy red eyes. The defendant had underwear down to her thighs. Upon exiting, she was swaying while standing still. Defendant said she drank 1 fishbowl margarita. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 4 of 8 on the walk and turn, and 4 of 4 on the one-leg stand. 1 can of Smirnoff in the center console, cold to the touch, was observed. DIC read, breath sample was refused, blood warrant was drafted and executed.
Alcohol in the car. Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Here's the rub. You're also on felony probation for an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You're facing a lot of time. What happened, Jason? What happened on the ag assault, please?
Officers were dispatched to a family assault in progress. On scene, officers spoke with the complainant, who said the defendant, his common law wife, with who he lived for 10 years, assaulted him. They'd gotten into a verbal argument. It escalated to the point where the defendant stabbed him 1 time on both feet with a kitchen knife and then threw boiling water at his private parts.
Okay, I set up my own server. It's probably a bad idea. It might not exist for long, but there it is.
Ms. Taylor, do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? I want proof before we allow you to drive. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using anything, I'm going to put you in jail. It's as it stands now, this is your 2nd time that you have violated conditions on your probation. they're going to issue a warrant. It's just a matter of time. So I would be on the lookout because a felony warrant will issue. It would behoove you to have a lawyer as quick as possible. Can you run her license, please?
Now I need to join Court Vibes.
What do you do for a living, Miss Taylor? Doing what? And how much money do you make a month? Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. Ma'am, I'm telling you, a felony warrant's going to issue lickety split. I would get on it to getting a lawyer really quick. You understand, ma'am? So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll trace for your bond conditions. Don't violate these conditions. I will deem you a public danger and make your bond $50,000 in a heartbeat. I will protect every single person of Harris County. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, Donna, can I ask a question?
Don't, what?
Like, to know if I could get reset on Friday. I'm off on Fridays and Saturdays.
I'm okay with that. So you're off on Fridays? Yeah, so for the reset that we give you, we'll give you a Friday, but I would get on it quick to getting a lawyer, man. All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tuesday, Monday, or Friday?
No, Friday.
Only Fridays?
Your Honor, as far as I knew, that should have been the last.
That's it? Okay. Trinidad. Okay. I'm ready when you guys are. Are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Who is it?
It's Robert. Mike Robert. No, 22.
Got it.
I've totally forgotten how to use Discord on a laptop. Like I've only ever done it on my phone, and I'm like,
No, you worry about who's in the audience more than this.
You looking for someone?
I was looking for mom. You know me.
What? How do I know
I was looking for mom.
you? Trinidad, is mom here?
We can get you in front.
Mom's not here, Mr. Robinson.
Go for it. Right, I'll go to the right there. Got it? All right, second.
Back, mama ain't here, man. Good morning, Mr. Robertson. Mr. Robinson,
You put me through a lot of stuff, Jerry.
I hope that you've learned something.
I've learned, sir.
Put your head down, just like guilty, let's get out of here, man. We can make this long and strong, just we ain't doing that today.
You're done with us today.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
With us, you just have a little criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 9 days in jail, credit for the 3 that you've done. So basically you're done with us today, right? Unfortunately, you won't be let out because of the cases upstairs, but at least you're done with us.
I'm never bought out on that.
Good. Focus on that. That's where you need to focus on. Just be good while you're out there. That's it.
Can I ask you an honest question?
Sure.
If I would have came in today from the free world, would you have locked me up?
How? I mean, did you do something that you weren't supposed to do?
Still alive, yes. He would
Oh,
have
okay.
What happened? I don't remember.
He caught he had a bond violation up in the felony. which issued a warrant. So that's when you shot me an email saying he needed to be here today.
That's right.
But he was already in felony court and they took him into custody that very day.
That's all.
If you have a felony warrant, I have to take you into custody. I can't let you go because then I get in trouble. He gets in trouble, right?
So what's up with the 7-Eleven? I still can't go over there? I have girls over there. I have friends.
You have been trespassed from there.
Okay.
Every time you go over there, they're gonna take you to jail.
That's what I want to know.
Find another place to go to. And then when you find another place, be nice.
Circle K, man, not 7-Eleven. Circle K.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not done.
That's why you still haven't said you're guilty or not.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once we're done today, you can never change this or undo this. From now on, you will be facing at least 30 days in jail if you pick up any more cases in here. So just be careful. How do you plead to the offense? I will find you guilty, sentence you to it. Now you're done. Good luck. Any enhancement?
Oh, how you doing there?
Yeah.
Mesa and Manning.
Yeah.
Perez.
I'm gonna try find a cat to put on cat cam and go breathe deep breaths.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Hey.
Changes used to pointing state operating accounts.
Yeah, if he wants to, sure.
Okay, so make sure before you.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. Yeah.
Jamari Manning, come up. That's if you, doesn't qualify for she'll qualify. Definitely have to take more time. That's your contribution, that's your reset, just come back up. It'll say anything on your condition, but on the other back. You're good. Adil Nisa?
And most common, right, if you need it. So, yeah, just a couple. The med knots also be, I mean, not easy, but it's like, feel. If you're gonna do med knob practice, so you actually, I think Rich has a field to top right there, med knob practice. He does that because we're on that side. So it's a works. Yeah. So you're going to address it. Or there's more gas construction of the so they want that not the only way to use to look at is the that's what everything else forces the country. It matters the only thing is like forces the market. So if they have that, I don't know what the country is. But then so that means that your full so that's why I said how would it is going to if there's a school where something our master grade we can do versus most schools so that's like that because then we fail, it doesn't matter. I do this 3 years ago. It matters past the line. It goes past far. So when we look at I would also advise I'll go into right because I want to be personal now no actually much more I have opportunities to be personal I was saying I was one like to do that. Yeah, it's not easy, but yeah, it's Houston especially, we have 100% crashes, everyone is so that's all. No. Yeah, I don't know how exciting.
Okay, good. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, he still must be explaining it. Hey, Alan.
I did make the
No, but did you see that they said that Bueno was incompetent to do the TRAS? But I don't think he is. I mean, I don't understand what happened.
Able to communicate.
Totally. Oh, really? Great. Shatori, man, I hope you win the lottery. You're so great. You really are. I just think that it was probably someone who was either very impatient, didn't want to deal with it, because it takes a while for him to just get the information out, but he'll get it to you. There's no problem. So
A lot of times in healthcare, if a patient does not do something right away,
it just,
patient refuses, patient can't.
so that's why we have them here working on it now. So hopefully we can get it done and help him out, because it's baloney that he's incompetent. No way. They just didn't want to work with him. That's it. You know, it's not cool. So we'll try to get it done now.
He has to go in the back. He has to go to the back.
Oh, hey,
Just sign off on everything.
I'm ready when you are. You ready?
Yeah, if the clerk's ready, I'll ready to bring them out. You can start bringing them out.
Can you look up Sanchez? Does he have any prior DWIs, please? Eric Sanchez. Yeah, please.
Doesn't look like it, Judge, at least not in Harris County, but I'll check other counties.
Yeah, I'm wondering elsewhere.
This way, straight up, right. So either have a seat or step outside.
No, we don't need,
we don't have to sign it. That's not good.
One went that way, I don't know where the other, Dave went that way, I don't know where.
he has only.
Blue light, just down home. All right, nothing push. All right, come on around.
Mr. Sanchez, we expect you to show up. When you show up to court, good things happen. When you don't show up, you now know what happens. You will now be dealing with this lifelong consequence as a result of your failure to come to court. You are now pleading guilty to this DWI. It will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. With your record, you have 2 suspended license cases. Now you have a DWI going on your record. When you get pulled over, what do you think an officer is going to do to you? They're going to harass the hell out of you. Every single time you get pulled over, don't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're going to church, planting tulips, whatever, you will get harassed. And even if you have the faintest smell of alcohol or dope, you will be charged with a second offense. What we're doing today will not happen again. You will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. And if you're not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking or smoking or whatever, you will be doing a lot of time in jail. Do you understand? You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering in today's agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. Any prior DWIs?
Yes, Your Honor, it was actually dismissal out of Hidalgo County complaint.
Anything else?
That's a lot of that driving while license suspended.
How many you got? I see 2 here. Does he have more?
Yes, Your Honor, out of county. Give me a second. Yeah.
Jason, I don't know, man. You know, when was that DWI dismissed?
2019, Your Honor. There's one.
So he had that DWI. He picked up this DWI while he was on bond for that DWI.
I understand, Judge. I mean, the problem is I think he works in Florida. Is that correct? So that's part of it. Well, I mean, I'm saying like part of the problem with getting to court is that he works in another state. And I understand he's got to be here. He knows he's got to be here, but
we waive appearances for everyone. There's no excuse. No excuse. I can't in good conscience. When your case is 1,500 days old and you have a prior DWI that you picked up while this other DWI, why would I give you this kind of gift? no. I'm sorry. And then you have 2 prior suspended license cases here.
What if it's Stockton and one in Bowser County?
2 more suspended license cases. It's not, I don't think so, Mr. Sanchez. You know, I think that if I were to take a time served, I would be enabling your behaviors, telling you that it's okay when it's not, you know. We can go back, we can work something else out. If you do maybe like 20, I'm okay with that, you know, where he probably would have just a weekend, something like that. But I can't, Mr. Sanchez, in good conscience, take this. I can't reward you for having 2 open DWIs simultaneously and then taking off on us for 3 years, 4 years.
How much credit he's got?
It's 6 days credit.
6 days?
It's 6 days credit. 3 for 6.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd still be the same thing anyways. You really have 6 days credit.
6 days credit.
What are you doing here? I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. You'll be required to pay every court cost that will be assigned to you today, which is a lot. And if you don't pay it, you will go to jail. For every $100, it's a day in jail. How much is it gonna owe? With the DWI, it's gonna be what, $3,000, right?
You're including the DWI track cost?
Correct. Yeah.
3,100 and could be 3,600.
Yep. That's what's gonna happen today. So if you don't pay the court costs and the DPS fines and fees, you will go to jail. You're being assessed now over $3,000 in fees. So if you fail to pay, every $100 is a day in jail. So you can imagine how much jail time it is if you fail to pay. I am also going to suspend your license for a year. I'm not putting you in jail now, but you know what's expected of you. And if you fail to pay, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Sometimes you hit someone even harder in the pocketbook than when you do with a little bit of jail time. We'll see how it goes now, because if you don't pay, imagine, it's a lot of time in custody.
How much time do we have to pay the?
I don't expect them to pay it all up front now, but I'm gonna put them on the payment plan.
Okay.
You know, but I'm gonna tell you, if you try to jet on me, I will remember, because I will make notations as to this right now about how many DWIs, how many suspended license cases you have, so that if you flake on us and don't pay it, for the $3,400 that's owed and doing, it's $100 for every single day. Mr. Sanchez, you give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never come back and change this, challenge this, undo this. Do you understand? How do you plead to the charge of driving while intoxicated?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty, sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 6 days that you've done. How much is total of everything?
I'm gonna check right now. $3,600.
$3,600 is what is due and owing that you will pay. Let me give you a piece of advice, Mr. Sanchez. The worst possible thing you can do in this life is drive. Because if I catch you driving and you pick up a new case in this court, because I will have jurisdiction over you for the next 5 years. If I catch you in a car driving, I'm going to light you up. Do you understand?
Thanks, John.
All right. Good luck to you.
Guessing they'll get credit for court costs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be responsible for all the court costs. Correct. Yeah. And then, so what kind of payment plan do they do down there?
I'm not really familiar with that. Usually they'll going off of what his financials are, we can work it out with them down there. I just know that he just has to go down.
Hey, Vic, when they put people on a payment plan downstairs, how long do they give typically?
I'm not sure, Judge. I think they take the consideration.
Can we dictate how long?
I've seen the years.
We can.
And they're allowed to request extensions. But it has to work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna do an extension. Once we do the payment plan now, you will be expected to live up to it, right? So could we do perhaps like a year, 2 years?
I think Trey can put it in.
Yeah, I can put it on the notes. You can have to bring it
Okay.
down.
Judge wants 1 year.
What do you do for a living?
I work for Hilton.
How much money do you make a month?
About $2,600 a month.
Boston, take your hat off.
Okay, I don't want to kill you, right? But I want you to pay. So what I will do is I will put you on a 2-year payment plan. So it'll cost you $150 a month. If you don't pay it, every $100 is a day in jail. So you can imagine how much time you'll do on the $3,600 bill. Do you understand? Okay, so you can put them on the 2-year payment plan. Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Sanchez. Don't drive.
This way, Mr. Sanchez.
Hi, Herman.
Hi, Judge, can I go up for an easement?
Sure.
Just an occupational on Mr. Brothers.
Okay.
He also has his court date today. I outlined the deficiencies in the state case. They're gonna evaluate.
That's between you guys.
Yes, I didn't,
So-
again, I didn't know.
Um,
And the occupational, he's good to go as well. This is the one that he has a really early morning starting, and he wanted him to be here. And we gave a letter to the court from his employer as well.
Okay.
He gets there pretty early.
Do you have the letter?
Valid in Texas.
Say it again.
Because he's working in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And it's only valid in Texas.
Okay. Do you have the letter?
Yeah, I thought I re-emailed it to you. I could show you.
Oh, okay, let me check. Is Ramona here? Do you know?
I don't know, honestly.
He's in the back, Judge.
Hi, Ramona.
Yes, Judge, can I help you?
I'm just saying hello.
Hello, Judge. How are you?
How's little baby?
He's good. He's good. Hey, I've got Judge Ross on the line. Sorry, no disrespect.
What?
I'm talking to Judge Ross.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I believe the driver record as well. If you want to see it.
When did you send it?
I'm sending it again. I mean, I'm having my staff send it again. And let me see if I.
Today's what? Today's Friday, right?
Oh, yeah, I sent it a while ago, Judge.
So I'll put brothers and let's see what shows up.
All right. My staff might not have sent it to you. It's very rare that we actually send it to a judge.
I have it.
Okay, cool. You have it? Okay.
So this is to confirm that Colton Aller Brothers is currently working for JVIC as a crane and rigging foreman in Port Sulphur, Louisiana. Scheduled to work 12 hours plus a day, starting at 6:30 in the morning to 1900, 7 days a week. So he's gonna work 7 days a week with no days off. Is that what you're telling me?
He's a worker, Judge. That's, yeah. I mean, he's not the first person that's told me that in that field. I have at least a half a dozen guys that.
Okay, so what times, so he starts work at 6:30. What time do you want to start?
Can we bring him up just to
Sure.
confirm?
Come on up, Mr. Brothers.
This way, Mr. Brothers.
Is it like a 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off thing?
I think he's because he's in Louisiana right now, so.
So, in the middle. So, I'm very wary with putting my name on a license with someone who has an open DWI second.
Yes, sir.
Because if you do something, it's my name on the license, and I don't want that kind of blood on my hands. So I'm very wary of giving people a occupational license on the second. On the first, everyone makes a mistake. On a second, that tells me that you're still, for some reason, not getting it. And so that's why I'm very wary, especially someone who's telling me they're working 7 days a week from now until December without a day off. I find that extremely hard to believe. No one works 7 days a week for the next 4 months.
I got proof.
I mean, I get the letter. I mean, I get it. But nevertheless, 7 days a week for the next 4 months.
It's 13 to 1, 13 days on, 1 day off.
Okay, what is your schedule?
13 to 1.
No, I mean, like.
Sorry, we don't work, the reason, we need more specificity, Mr. Burrows, because as you see, we don't work in that type of
Yes, sir, yes,
industry,
sir.
so
Oh,
we
okay.
need some specificity.
Where do you live?
I live in Victoria.
Victoria, Texas. Okay, and where do you work?
Fort Sulphur.
Okay, and how long does it take you to get there?
Hour and a half sometimes. I stay in New Orleans. RV's in New Orleans.
Okay.
The traffic, horrible. It's one way in, one way out.
Here's the rub, though. Just if I give you a license here, it only works for Texas.
Yes, sir.
So if your license is suspended here, the full faith and credit clause of the Constitution, Louisiana will also recognize that suspension there.
Yes, sir.
So you're still driving on a suspended license over there.
Yes, sir.
So just because I give you a license here doesn't mean it works in Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to get
Clear that. We've been very.
you're gonna have to get an occupational license in Louisiana.
Yes, sir. I'm just one step at a time. It's right there and so good.
So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. The 13 days off. Okay.
It's in that, the oil field industry, that's how they, especially if they have a hot job, have to get taken care of.
Okay. What time do you want me to start the license?
That means what time are you leaving your house?
4:30 in the morning,
Okay. And then to what?
9:30 at night. Perfect. Well, I can go to the gym too.
So that allows you have to be, you can't drive past 9:30
Yes,
PM.
sir. Yes, sir. Perfect. I'm happy with that.
Okay. What do you have now? Do you have an interlock?
Yes, sir.
And I guess I haven't heard any violations, so.
No, I haven't.
He hasn't been driving. He's not supposed to be driving.
Well, but he's still blowing into me. Pretrial still makes, he has his car portable, they still make him blow into the machine.
So you said car portable?
No, they still make him blow into the machine. The car is like.
You still
It's
blow into it?
stationary.
Yes,
But he has to blow. He has to start it and blow every day.
Yes,
Okay.
that's how pretrial, it's kind of hot, but
Just
that's the only way. they-
beware that no alcohol whatsoever.
I think they have a camera on it.
If I find even, and I don't care what the excuse is, I don't care if it's mouthwash, a tequila lollipop, hair dye, if it blows hot for one reason or the other, I'm gonna yank the license in a heartbeat. I don't care what the excuse is. I will not take anything.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And don't go joyriding. I'm telling you, if you're driving in Louisiana, you're still driving on a suspended license because this only covers Texas, doesn't cover Louisiana. So you still have to go to Louisiana to get an occupational license over there. You get pulled over, you're gonna get arrested.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
We'll have a seat and wait, right? Just have him wait. for that.
I'll need to talk to you.
Okay, cool. Just have a seat. I'll get it real quick.
We're not gonna finish it. 4:30. 4:30.
So you're.
I don't want to do an open license from all day, no, I want to go to work and then go home and then some kind of essential. I don't want to do an open every single day from 4:30 in the morning to 9:30. No.
Okay, so
Chop
you
it
want
up.
to chop it up. Okay.
And then ask them what they want, but I'm not gonna do an open, just 14 hours. They get to joyride all day. I don't want to do that. I want just to work, essential household duties, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And why are there M&Ms in the Skittles, man? What the hell?
Judge, I don't
is
know,
that?
I don't eat that
There's
stuff.
M&Ms in here, man. It's like
So-
people try to supplement.
I don't eat it, so.
I mean, who
Melissa's
the hell's
not
putting
here today.
M&Ms in here? Right. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna grant. But you've seen that he's been blowing? Okay, great. Okay. Mr. Brothers, just keep up the good work. Okay, hey.
Frenchman on Angel Pena. Judge, I've reviewed the motion, I've spoken with him and Judge, the BVR alleges that his monitor was off from 8:13 to 9:44. It's like an hour and a half.
So first things first, let's do this. I want to send him for a drug test right now. Okay, and then let's come back and we'll talk. Okay. Do you have other stuff to do? Okay, can you take care of that and just come back? Mr. Pena, I'm sending you for a drug test right now. Just take it, just hold on. Just hold on. I'm gonna get Tracy to work on it, okay?
Already done. Can you?
Mr. Kim,
Morning, Judge. No approach.
hey. Good morning. Why are there M&Ms in here?
I have no idea.
You lie like a rug.
I have no idea.
The Skittles, Judge.
No, they're not.
Oh.
Someone put M&Ms in there, man.
Devious. That is devious, Judge.
It's dubious.
You know, if the devil took your Skittles yesterday, maybe the devil will do it today.
Okay, tell me. Hey,
We're here on Gerald Smith, Judge, and Abel's asking for a bond.
okay. What's your position?
I would be opposed, Judge. So this is what we were in the back trying to figure out. He either has 2 open charges or 3 open charges. We can't tell because the warrant itself shows ag assault, attempt, cause, SBI, purpose, reckless. But the NCIC hit shows neglect of child and intimidation, including stalking. So I don't know if it's just a provision of New Jersey Penal Code where it's like, you know, like if we drop a child into a lava pit, like it's an ag assault by way of neglect, or if it's a separate charge, I don't know. And so I talked to an officer for like 30 seconds and they're supposed to call me back, but we waited 10 minutes and they didn't call back. So we want to pre.
Have you asked him? What does he say? How many charges he has open?
1. I mean, I know it's at least 2 because the NCIC it shows 2. So I know it's at least 2.
He tells me he has 1 that he knows of.
Touche.
And then he has some history and
that were all dismissed.
They were all dismissed, but I don't like the increasing. So it starts from 2006 and he doesn't go for more than 3 years without a new charge. And they're all
Seeing pattern of dangerous behavior or what?
terroristic threat, contempt, because, you know, he didn't listen to what a judge told him to do. Assaults, unlawful possession of weapons, possession of unlawful purpose, criminal mischief, just more terroristic threats, more.
Again, no convictions.
Let's talk to him. Let's see.
Yes, Judge.
I don't know what it says.
I always like bringing up contempt if you can't listen to what
But
a
you know,
judge
but that doesn't really, because there are some judges that are just so, they're so easy to just throw a contempt out there, you know?
probably is more helpful if
So-
we could, you know, put it.
Unless we, you know, I don't know how much stock I put into that because but the other stuff kind of scares me because it's, I don't know, for some reason, I can't pull anything up.
I don't know how hard stalking is to get in New Jersey, but it's hard to get a stalking charge here. And if you have a stalking charge, it's not good. It's not good.
What, do you know anything about the latest case? What's going on with that?
No, they didn't attach a summary with it, and that's actually what the other thing I was gonna ask with the officer, but again, we haven't gotten there. Maybe they'll call in the middle of the approach.
Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna press the cap, so now I have to change out the side.
also should tell Ricardo that. Are you otherwise done with the arguments? Oh, I'll tell Ricardo. He was waiting for that to finish.
Did we figure something about yesterday's
Yes,
case?
there was an email sent yesterday, so I was right. Judge.
You sent me an email?
I did, Judge.
All right, me too.
To approve. Good deal with
Morning, Mr. Smith.
Morning, Your Honor.
How goes it?
Say it again?
How goes it?
It goes.
So, looks like you're wanted out of New Jersey for some serious charges.
Yes, sir.
The problem is that we don't know how many, because it could be at least 2, perhaps 3. I don't know. We know that at least one of them is an aggravated assault though, right?
Yes. So the actual warrant from the court shows an aggravated assault attempt using serious bodily injury or knowing or reckless, but on the FBI number hit, it shows that he's wanted for a neglect of a child and intimidation, including stalking. And so I don't know if they're separate charges or if one is nested in the other. And I'm just waiting for the officer to get back to me, but I don't have confirmation on the NCIC. It's only the warrant that's in front of me.
Am I allowed to speak on something?
Sure.
The warrant is
The one that he's talking about, my mother took care of on Zoom.
2023.
Well, your mom can't, how can your mom take care of something?
Because she's the one that was there when the officers came.
Oh.
So she's the complaining witness. The problem is that a lot of people, think that just if a complaining witness says, I want the case dismissed, they think the case is going to go away. It just doesn't work like that, because it's the state that they're the ones that decide whether to dismiss a case or not. They decide whether the complaining witness is being truthful, whether they're being coerced. So I don't know.
So Judge, Abel pointed out something. So the date of the warrants for the other 2 charges are from 2018 and 2020, and this warrant here is from 2023. So it does look like you have 3 charges, but they only placed a hold, at least that I'm aware of, on this one. So I was right, it's 3 charges, but we're only approaching on 1 right now that he's being extradited for.
Okay.
I would still be against a bond, just with that and his history.
What other kind of criminal history does Mr. Smith have?
Starting from 2006, he hasn't gone with more than 3 years without a new charge. I told counsel up front that they were all dismissed, but I'm concerned about the pattern. Starting from 2006, they all seem to be terroristic threats, unlawful possession of weapons, mischief, contempt of court, harassment, and just shows an escalation of different types of violence all the way up to 2017. And so for a pattern of 11 years, it's concerning that couple.
And how many charges do you have in all that time?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus the 4 at the beginning, so 11 charges.
All the other ones have been dismissed?
Yes, Judge. Well, at least it shows on the hit that none of them have convictions. So if they had so yes, they don't show convictions, but he's been at least charged or arrested for all of them from 2006 to 2017.
Have they indicated that if we set a bond on this one, that they're going to file holds on the other ones? Do you know?
For the sheriff's office, yes. I mean, unless the DA there tells them different, but considering it's an ag assault and the fact that it's
Problem is that, and a lot of times when people have multiple charges like this, a lot of times they'll only put 1 because they think that we won't give a bond. So once we tell, because if I set a bond now,
I'm checking right now to see if they put the hold on the others.
Day is going to tell the sheriff's office, who will in turn tell New Jersey that we intend to set a bond. So what they're going to do, file holds on the 2 other charges because they want you.
So it doesn't look like they placed the hold on the other charges, but like I said, the warrant is still active, at least from what I've run. They just haven't placed, or at least haven't acknowledged it from our Harris County Sheriff's Office side to their Sheriff's Office side. So it exists, they just wanted to hold for this one for now. Or it could be that they didn't verify it, which that's not. Let's just keep it waiver.
I mean, really, he has all his cases are dismissed.
The previous history ones, yes,
Yeah.
Judge.
I mean, he just has the one case plus the other two that they haven't filed on this, so.
Judge, reconsidering, my client would like to keep his waiver.
Oh, I mean, if you want to keep it, then that's fine. We'll just, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
For sure. Hey, good luck though. Okay.
This one's gonna be more fun.
I wonder what happened.
And by fun, I mean just awful for me.
Hi,
Good morning, Judge.
what's
Oh,
up?
boy.
Uh-oh.
This one's gonna be a little rough.
Okay.
Same parole issue? Please tell me no.
No,
Not the same issue.
No.
Same defendant. Roderick Davis is still
Happened
here.
now.
so after our last approach, or maybe it was the one before, because of, I guess, how contentious the bond argument is there was an entry, I don't want to misspeak, there was an entry on the case that showed waiver withdrawal denied on JWeb. So whomever, and I don't know if it was someone else, but whoever was that day entered it in, it says withdrawal waiver denied. So basically for a non-event. The issue with that is our sheriff's office saw the waiver withdrawal and ignored the denied. And so they sent a teletype to the demanding jurisdiction. They've been working on a governor's warrant for 2 weeks. So ironically, that's actually what he wanted in the first place, is he wanted to withdraw and then fight it until he realized he couldn't get a bond. So that's the irony of it. However, we contacted the demanding jurisdiction, and obviously with the urgent nature of it, and they actually emailed about 10 minutes before we approached, is the fastest they can get here is on August 7th. So it's still within the
It's not bad.
days. Right. And so again, it's just one of those hilarious miscommunications, but not hilarious. It's
We'll
just,
still be here within the next 5 days.
Sure, but Mr. Davis,
considering our last
I get it.
however many, and 1 hour
has
wasn't even here.
requests of you, including that he wants a pretrial bond, that he would turn himself into Kentucky, considering
I wish I had hair.
nature.
I wish I was like 25. What I know now at 25, that'd be cool.
But I mean, in his argument, he has been in custody for almost 4 months. He says he has the preparations and available to take himself to Kentucky. He says he's in touch with his parole
I
officer.
understand, and I mean, a lot of it's not his fault, and it was the parole issue that kept him there for so long. But I mean, we're in the home stretch.
Okay.
Do you need me to talk to him? Is he upset? I'm sure that he's now even more upset with you.
I can handle it.
Well, I'm happy to talk to him if you want.
I'll go talk to him and see if he's just,
So it's still within the 30 days, right?
So within the 30 days, yes.
Still,
and so I can let him know, you said no to his PR bond. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I can't.
And then, it would be August.
7th. We'll reset to the 8th, right?
So arrive on August 7th and notify the jail on time. Pick up on the 8th. They're gonna get here on the 7th for security, and then 8th, and then going out.
So a week.
Yeah. Yes, 6 days.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Sorry, Shreya.
No worries.
Hi, Miss Hillborough.
Hey, Judge, I'm here on Mr. Sedon. He did his walk-in T-Raz yesterday.
Did he give you what you needed?
I'm sorry, he did. Yeah, he completed it. We also,
You have absolutely everything that you need from him?
yes, we
Okay.
submitted everything already. We're just waiting on a decision from Beetle now.
Great. And he said he did the T-Raz yesterday.
Yes, he
So
did.
let's set you off 2 weeks,
Okay.
2.5 weeks, something like that. Yeah?
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
thanks.
I'll wait. I need about 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Huh? No, it's surprising because I don't know who put it in there, so it's kind of like a big surprise. I've had you know, every time I leave, I get rated with other judges that come in here. They start just, and I'm okay with it, right? But I just, I don't know who's getting into it. I don't know who's, Alan.
Back then I spoke with Bueno and,
please.
I believe he's doing his test right now for the TRAS. She did say she finds him confident. She's still in the process of doing the test and everything. I just wanted to see, do you want me to reset him for Tuesday or Monday or get the official results?
Yeah, would you find out how long it'll take? Hey, and I'm not gonna be here. But we can set like parameters of what, you know, to do.
Let me see what she said. Let's see if she can get it back to me.
Oh, well, that's, I mean, that's really fast. To the 12th. But I'm happy Judge Ross is going to be here, and so I'm happy for Ross to take it. But I really want to follow what the TRAS says. You know, if they're saying that he needs something inpatient, I really want to do it. If they're saying that he's well enough to do something in the outside, I'll be okay with it. But let's see what it says, because they're the professionals. They're the ones that can tell us what they think is the most appropriate. So that's why I'd really like to follow what they say.
In all honesty, you're more likely to find neurotypical people, I mean, neurodivergent people here than neurotypical. So we're like, technically, we're neurotypical in this world.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Was gonna do some.
Hey, guys, you want to talk real quick?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully fast. So as they're bringing my client out, we're reapproaching on Mr. Trinald Robinson from yesterday. So Day was gonna do some homework, and I think he completed the task.
I did. I called Virginia, who confirmed that that warrant is still active, and it wouldn't have been possible for him to make a bond because legally he can't make a bond until he comes to court. So the bonds that his mother was talking about had to have been in North Carolina, and the two numbers she gave, the 20,000 and 75,000, were for the previously dismissed conspiracy charge, and then the second fugitive bond, which would retract. But they
Just the North Carolina bond that he made.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
I would agree with that assessment. Everything that's been posted is from North Carolina. The 20 and the 75, if we're mixing up which one goes to which, those still deal with North Carolina, nothing.
So where do we go from here?
So just with that, I mean, with previously, with the previous conversation of him coming out and then picking up the extra charges, I'd still be wary of, well, so I still wouldn't agree, but I understand the court wants to set a bond. And the other part of the conversation we really didn't get to is the feasibility of his mother being able to pay any sort of bond, but I mean, everything I'm gonna ask for is gonna be at least 5 digits just because of.
And I wouldn't do anything less, just to be honest with you.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
so-
because I want to make sure that he gets there. And I'm not going to give you 2 weeks. You got to go now.
But just with the nature of it with, at this point, at least he's been returned. Restriction given by the court, I wouldn't agree, but I wouldn't be opposed to a $10,000 bond. So, at least.
I was thinking about that yesterday.
And so, again, also, obviously, that's predicated on the fact that the mom can actually pay the bond. But if not, then he's just losing time if he withdraws his waiver, so.
And so I am gonna advise my client as to how it can't go both ways if he withdraws the time frame and he has the bond.
Has he waived already?
No. Well, he's waived. He
He's
started
waived.
the clock.
Right.
He hasn't pulled.
Did he waive?
He waived, third, hold on, I mean,
Sixth, I wanna say.
you might be right, hold on.
It's been a week.
Yeah, he's been, and so it's close. And so that's something we need to talk about to see if,
If
you know,
it's just gonna be another week and a half versus. right,
doing all
an
this and
extra
putting up money and.
$10,000.
So here's the deal. If you want to bond out, I will set your bond at $10,000, right? Here in Harris County, there's no 10%, there's no 20% on these types of bonds. You pay it all up front. And if you fail to go within the prescribed time that we set, I will revoke it, set it at 0. And I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Robinson, you will not get another one from us. So if you ever pick up another charge from another state and you try to make it over here and try to play games like that, you will sit in custody until the other jurisdiction comes and gets you. Do you understand? I don't play this game twice. It's yes or no. Do you understand? Okay.
What would your time frame be, Judge, for him to turn himself into?
I would, at least a week, I gotta give, you know.
Wait, for here to Virginia?
Yeah.
It's a 21 some odd hour drive and obviously, you know.
I'm Day, I gotta give at least some time. You know, I'm not gonna do the 2 weeks because he already had a bunch of time over there and then he's coming over here. So, but I'll at least a week.
1 week from today.
So that's the problem is, you know, if typically we give the other jurisdiction 14 days to come get you, which would be a week from today. If they didn't come get you within the week, we release you here, right? And then you still have the time within the 14 up until August 14th to go turn yourself in. Whereas if your mom posts all that money now to get you out a week earlier, you're still gonna have to make it up by the week.
Judge, if I could just confirm, what was his waiver date?
26, you're right.
26, and what's his reset date as of now?
August 9th, if he withdraws his waiver today.
If he withdraws.
Because if his mom can't pay the bond, because we still haven't answered the question whether his mom can't pay the.
Let's assume that, he keeps the waiver.
She's ponied up all that money now, Dave. There's, of course,
If he keeps his waiver, then it's going to be the 12th.
The 12th, August 12th. Okay, I'll talk to my client about that. I'll talk to my client, see if.
just let us know and, you know, I'll call mom as well. Do you need mom's number? You got
Have a
it?
real conversation.
And then let me know.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Judge, Mr. Davis would like to speak with you.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to say it's nearly my bedtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the routines and leave this on, and then I'll come and say goodbye, like once I'm done with that, just so we have a little bit of time before the end. But I need to get up and do the cat's food and stuff now because I'm starting to yawn and get tired, which is amazing. I've been like fighting with my insomnia for so long. I think I'm going on like 2 weeks of bad sleep. So I don't want to miss this tired and go into like overtired again.
Do you mind bringing out Broderick Davis? Sure.
Davis, okay.
Hey, do you wanna like kind of, Stephen, can you stay with us over here, please?
Was that?
When Davis comes out, can you stay with us, please?
But when I used to work in news, when I used to work in news, the last thing I'd want to do at the end of the day is watch news. So I don't judge. Don't judge him. I meant I don't. Yeah, I don't judge him. I don't know what I meant. I don't judge him for. I don't blame him for not watching court after a whole day of court, and it was a day, right? Like today was a day. There was a lot of frustrating things. Hey, court with Chrissy.
Do you want a preview? He wants to talk to you about promises made, broken,
I get it, but
about the inadequacy of my refusal to file a writ until the governor's order.
it's okay.
And that I can't file things that I don't believe in.
You know what's nuts is this isn't the longest notes of any one case that I have. I still have like 3 others that are longer than this. That's just wild.
I don't think he's gonna care though, Dave.
Just in terms of like how complicated, I thought it would be long.
Gotcha. Okay, understood. Okay. Okay.
Sounds good.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Did you have a good vacation?
Oh, I did. We ate everything. I think we just ate so much that
I don't want any license of mine.
But no, it was really good to get away and just have a week. I only checked my phone twice, so yeah, it was really,
I
really
need-
good. And also new places. Yeah. What about you? You got vacation?
We need to plan ours. Can't decide on what to do.
Okay.
Oh, well, this is gonna go to
No, I don't want a blanket open so you can do whatever you want the whole time at any time. No.
Okay.
It's only essential needs. Work, essential needs. That's it. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
How you doing, Your Honor?
So what happened was, I'll let you explain it because.
Yes, Josh. So, from our last approach, because of how contentious it was entered in that a waiver withdrawal was denied. Basically, that you did not withdraw your waiver. And because of that, our sheriff's office sent a teletype to the demanding jurisdiction, but there was a miscommunication and they sent over that you withdrew your waiver. So they were working on a governance warrant, which was the original thing that we were approaching for because you were refusing. And so they were working on that for the past 2 weeks. However, obviously communicating yesterday because the date for court was today as they realized their error and I realized where it happened. And so at this point, I've talked to a detective, a supervisor detective, and now the prosecutor on the case because it's kicked up that high. And so they said that the fastest they can have a human here safely and to transport is on August 8th. So that's the fastest they can. And that's not using a third-party transport. That is their agency coming. So that's.
They have an actual officer coming to get him?
I don't know who specifically. I want to say yes, but I can't say for sure. I just know someone in their office is coming. That's all I know. So, yeah.
That's the rub. That's what's going on. You got to understand that, you're an inherent flight risk. I can't give you a PR bond. You're wanted out of a different state.
Yes, sir. And that's that we spoke about this previously. And you even encouraged me, as I explained to you, that was my whole purpose, is to get this behind me. The only way I can get this behind me, I see, is if I'm in custody there. There's nothing stopping me from going there, but you, Your Honor. I've been made preparations to go up there and take everything. I have an attorney up there. I have a housing location. I have everything in place. The only thing it is I have to convince you to release me. I've done my 15 days. I've done what you asked me to do. I can't, that's not my, I have nothing to do with that. There's nothing that I can tell the prosecutor. It's my first time even talking to the prosecutor. There's nothing that I can tell them. There's nothing that's happened on their end. It's my fault. I've sat and waited and did everything that you asked me to do. Kept my nose clean, done everything you asked me. Only thing I'm trying to do is move on with my life. I can't move on with my life if I'm continuously held due to things that I have no control over. I didn't make no error.
I'll be here within the next 6 days. Imagine this. If I let you go now, how are you going to make it up there?
I have a vehicle. I will be there before the 8th. There's nothing that will stop me from getting up there and taking care of this. That is my main goal. As I explained to you, my whole 6 years I've been out, I've been working. I drive trucks. There's nothing's gonna stop me from getting up there, or me getting pulled over, and I'm not driving. Yes, it's not a stopping ID state, but
we're just too close. I'm not going to give you a PR bond, sir. We're just too close to the finish line where we have them coming within the next 6 days to come get you, so you can finally go down there and take care of business.
Yes, sir. But as you said, they had to the 30th. We went through this before, and I feel like it's going to continuously happen.
David, we had no.
So for the original, when the hold was released, and so now I'm switching back to when the BOP hold was released statutorily, in the extreme limit is the full month starts from July 18th.
When was the parole hold lifted?
So it was lifted on July 18th. So statutorily, and again, this is the extreme, but we're trying to get it sooner.
That's when the time starts running.
So we have
once that parole hold gets lifted, that's when the time starts running, and they have 30 days to come get you.
The DA down there said the time started running on the 8th of April. It's a whole.
I don't know.
I wish I could have sent you the email. If I was able to get the email, I'd have gave it to you.
Told you that has
order in the court.
Whoever's telling you that is completely wrong.
Yes, sir.
While you have a parole hold, or while you have an open case, the time for the demanding jurisdiction to come get you, that time is told, meaning it's placed on hold until every single hold is lifted and you're eligible for pickup. That's when the time starts running. And according to Mr. Kim, that time started running on the 18th. So the 30 days for them to come get you started from that time. So theoretically, we could hold you until August 18th if we wanted to.
Yeah,
I've been putting pressure on them to come get you sooner because you've been waiting for so long, right? But it's not his fault. It's not Shreya's fault. It's not my fault. It's the Board of Pardon and Parole that put the hold on you, and the fact that they would not release that hold, and it took them calling them ad nauseum and bothering them over and over. I mean, how many times did Shreya call them to try to get them to lift the hold?
6 hours worth. I understand.
That's a lot.
Yes, sir.
It truly is a lot to put in for phone calls. I don't know anyone who's put in that amount of phone calls to get a parole hold lifted. You know, not many will put in, you know.
But from what the case law says and what.
I don't care what you're talking about case law. No,
the parole officer said that they had 91 days and I hadn't been indicted. This is a case where I haven't been indicted, Your Honor.
What are you talking about
I'm
indictment?
talking about parole law, and I told him that he should hire an attorney for his parole issues if he wants to file it right there, that I can't.
It doesn't matter. They lifted the parole hold.
Yeah, the parole hold.
It doesn't matter. It's over.
Yes, sir. And I understand that. My whole point is I'm just trying to get up there. I understand they're gonna come on the 6th, but what if they don't come on the 6th? Like you told me, what the 8th?
That's a good now, Mr. Davis, that's a great question. What if they don't come?
Your Honor, if they don't come, that's gonna be a different conversation because at this point, I have at least this in writing.
At that point, I'm inclined to agree with you. I will be.
Last week also.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not gonna put up with it. Like if they're obtuse and they don't make it up here that time, I will have no sympathy.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Do you remember you told me that?
I will agree with you on
Yes,
that because you've been waiting for so long. They're telling us that they're gonna be here on
And I have it in writing. This isn't a phone call. I have it by email with the
So
prosecutor.
if they're not here to come get you at that time, it's over. I'm done playing.
Your Honor, you aware that this was the same thing? You looked at the email yourself and said the 30th and they will be here? There is no extension? Do you remember you said that?
I don't know.
Now, to be clear, you're partially right. They did have it in writing that they're coming by the 30th, and Ms. Teeters had repeated that, but the judge didn't say there would be no extension.
I don't know.
But this judge didn't know.
You know, okay.
But no, I'm telling you, there was no conversation about any
But
extension.
now, you and I are on the same page.
Yes, sir.
And he's on the same page with them. Please send them an email saying that there's no extensions. I don't care if Mother Teresa tells them they can't, that she gets in the way or whatever. I don't care.
Can I ask you this? What is my stipulations? If they don't come get me, how long are you gonna give me?
I'm gonna release you. If they don't come get you on that day that they said they're gonna come get you, I will release you.
Yes, sir.
And then, no, but you gotta understand, even if we release you, that warrant will be there forever and a day.
I'm going up there. I already have an
I don't
attorney and
care.
everything.
Understand? I get a lot of people that tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, tulips, little white picket fences. But when they get out the door, it's something completely different.
Yes, sir.
That warrant will eternally be waiting for you
Yes, sir.
when you walk out that door.
Yes, sir.
So if you're walking on the street, you jaywalk and they arrest you, right back over here and a new hold is gonna be
Start
placed.
over, yeah. I'm well aware.
So I hope that they come on that day, because if not, we're gonna have a lot of upset people, except for you.
But that's why I was asking, if you release me on the 8th, and how long are you gonna give me to go up there?
Then
That's
you're
what I'm
done,
asking.
you go up alone.
You just, I'm releasing you. Like, there's no, you need to go up as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's my
No
intent.
bond I'm giving you, there's no nothing. You just, I'm gonna give you a PR bond. I'm gonna tell you, or make it up your way over there. Because the longer you take, the more chance you take to go into another jail. And, you know, if you get arrested again, I mean, it's very possible they put another parole hold on you because they know that you're not making it up there. And then you spent another 4 months.
I'm well aware.
So,
yes, sir.
he's documenting, he's gonna email them so that they know that if they don't make it up here, it's on them.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Okay? Good luck, Mr. Davis. Thanks, Shreya.
So recess tonight, yeah. That's not all that. That's a lot. People, because, to keep the waivers.
Smith kept his. Good lord, you're just trying to destroy your computer so you don't have to work.
There it is.
So I believe, Robert, what happened with Carlos?
That one, oh, that's right, he's talking to the mom. Dang it, I'm not done. No.
Too soon.
Too soon, man.
Why are you trying to run out of here?
I have a couple deadlines.
Did not say that.
Sorry.
Taurus.
What is it?
I need to give her the conditions, just want to make sure she knows.
I told him he kind of walked off, but I know he's coming back. I think he's, is he in a holdover?
She's handling a different case, a fugitive case.
Le va a dar sus condiciones.
She's still working with Fleischer. He understands it, but it's a lot of
Judge, on page 17, the County. You want to take a look at that one?
Yeah.
Does anyone know if they picked up that guy?
It's Friday.
Hi, is Hannah there? This is Judge Fleischer, Court 5. She has a client that has bond violations that I have to put in the docket. Can I give you just a cause number and a date? perhaps? Okay, the cause number is 250-1154, Christopher Anderson. And I was gonna put him on for the 12th. In court 5, by the way. Yeah. Okay, great. Will you let the defendant know he must be here? If he doesn't, then we revoke the bond, please. Okay, thanks. John. Oh, you taking off?
I'm gonna take him over to
Yeah.
ER.
Nice. Have fun, guys.
I don't know. what's
Yeah, I mean, we have to do
happening.
something,
I don't
right?
know what's happening in the case, and that's the problem. Herman didn't talk to me because I have stuff that I'm supposed to, he didn't even provide it.
Then we don't call him. He calls office, and then we say,
I do.
then we don't grant it until it happens.
So. I don't know.
I don't know, per the statute we have.
I know, okay.
So what I was gonna suggest, yeah, let me, he's on docket today, brother, right?
Yes, I don't know. Depending on what's happening with the case. Candy's not enough, sir. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you remember. Back down. Hey, Pavel, do you know what's happening on Brothers?
What do you?
Like,
Where's the case headed?
where's the case headed?
Yes, this is Judge Fleischer in Court 5. I need to talk to Herman about his occupational license. Would you mind having us?
I'll just evaluate at that point. Tell them if we're gonna dump it or not. So I can decide how to resolve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was in here earlier for an occupational license, and we have this like issue. We need to talk to him, please.
Yeah, I guess we'll.
Today? You got it? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we said, okay.
You went to one last night? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't read that.
Okay. No. No, just me and you. Yep. No, just me and you. You probably would be as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I'm I mean, I find it unacceptable. You know, it's oh.
You got your sweets.
So, I'm gonna have a little sweet tooth there. There's some back there. Was it like a cake? Oh, cookies? They're all cut up, so. Go back and get some. Go back and get some. It's probably good answer too. Yeah. Yeah, we're 5 years old.
Actually, don't feel breakfast.
Very over. I like this thing, this is like a 90-year-old woman.
Did you get hungry? Around.
So. It isn't obvious to the officers or the person.
I think. Unless it's a warrant case. But if it's a warrant case where that is an issue, there needs to be some way that this person. What about today? He was identified by Texas ID card, Texas driver's license.
Put it in, yeah, put a you that he doesn't have.
Yeah, so I guess it is like. In the hours, something, but I feel that it might be, yeah, it feels it. License.
Is that good?
Yeah, or it's, True.
Okay, thanks. All right, take care. James.
Oh, yes, Judge.
Hey.
Judge, on Mr. Calvillo, did he just not report to pretrial services? Okay, I wasn't aware that, I don't know if he was even aware that he was failing to do something, because he's been trying to do everything that he needs to for his bond conditions, that you told him to get a GED and all that. So I texted him to let him know, but is it for drug testing?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll let him know just now. I texted
Failed
him.
to report for drug testing on the 30th.
Oh, okay, well,
So,
we'll just have to address that on the 12th, I guess.
Yep,
But
he's gotta be here.
We have to have it brought out now?
Oh,
For sentencing?
yes, but hold on a second. Oh, you're here, okay.
Well,
I know, that's what I asked him that yesterday, Ramona. I said,
I'm on this new case, so if you want me to, I guess I'm technically not his lawyer on his sentencing, but I don't mind.
no, oh yeah, well, that's a good point. So I guess, can we just have attached James now for purposes of sentencing?
Yeah, he's already.
On the old criminal trespass?
Oh, to the new case.
Yeah, I think Kate's still touched.
We need to attach him, please. Yeah.
Who do you want first, John?
Hernan, yeah, because
Just so I can get started on the
Get her on
county
first.
chase, they barely sent travel arrangements,
what is that?
or I'm sorry, left a voicemail. That's it.
They
just
let the
left
voicemail, saying what?
To make travel arrangements, to call us back to make travel.
Oh, no, no.
Yeah, I
I'm giving him a
figured.
PR voice.
So you'll
Forget
have to set it at 500, because it still says refer to magistrate.
Okay,
So
so
if
let's set it
you'll
at $500 and then PR
Okay.
bond.
So Chase.
And then,
Have it pulled up. It's,
we need to talk.
Jacob turned on. I can give you the cause
It's
number.
on docket, sir.
Yes, I can give you the cause number if you need it. Sentencing.
Hey,
5-2.
how much credit did Hernan have?
So he had a trial on his other case that he represented himself on. Yeah. And so basically just sentencing on the old case.
No way. Could never even get him.
Oh, well, and then including the time he's had
And
since
he
he's
filed a
gotten
notice of
arrested,
appeal. It
so
still
maybe.
shows
So,
on appeal.
Mr. Chase is back there. I want to talk.
Oh,
So I can
okay.
let him know.
It's probably, it's a mistake. Cause it just says on appeal for current instrument.
Because this is his third time being taken into custody, so.
February 2023. 2022.
So he has 10 days credit? 10, okay. All right, Mr. Herndon, Ramona, you ready, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we are on the record in cause number 2410721. State of Texas versus Jacob Rishaw Herndon. Mr. Herndon, if you remember, we went to trial. You were convicted by a jury, found guilty. You have filed notice of appeal. Nothing ever came of that. And so the notice was, or the appeal was basically dismissed and denied, or denied and dismissed, whatnot. So now it's time to sentence you. I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in jail on that criminal trespass. I will give you credit for the 10 days that you've done. You now have picked up another trespass. So we will also be dealing with that now in the interim. We have appointed you, Mr. Sims, to represent you on the new case and actually on this case as well for purposes of sentencing. Your bond is set at $100 on the new case. I will let you speak to Mr. Sims to see how we're gonna go forward on that case. Do you have any questions, sir?
I don't need an attorney, and I got a airport ticket because I live on a reservation in Canada, but I don't need an attorney, and they already have a subpoena at IH for something else because I needed to get something else from IH. So we can get the subpoena from the civil courts and work that out, and I'm still gonna appeal the decision because it was never answered, and I sent it to the Fifth Circuit as well.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The appeal, I'm still gonna appeal the decision because it was never answered. That's the first time one of my appeals were never answered. But I wrote a writ of mandamus, so I'll correct this too, if I have to correct it from here.
Okay. Okay, so I guess, I guess you let me know if you want to represent yourself.
I am.
I mean, I've given you a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm gonna represent myself. I didn't break any laws. I was waiting on somebody to do
Well, let's not talk about the case. Remember, there's a ton of DAs in here. Everything that you say, they're gonna sit there and use. So just don't say anything at this point against you. You know, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, they can and will use against you. So that's why now's not the time. I guess what I'll do is we'll leave Mr. Sims as standby. And I guess we'll have to have another Ferretta hearing as far as whether to represent yourself, because I don't know what's happened since the last 8 months I've seen you. When did we last see Mr. Herndon? Has it been 6 months, 8 months? I don't even remember. Well, I'd like to have a hearing on whether you should represent yourself or not. Okay. And then we can make that decision. For now, I have Mr. Sims representing you. If you ever have any issues, just talk with him. He can always help you out. He's a great lawyer, you know, really. We use him.
Not to cut you off, Ryan. I've had some bad experiences with some attorneys, and I'd rather.
I understand. I get it. But remember what happened with the last case.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not worried about the last case because you don't have a writ on file. My main concern is just getting through this at the moment, and then we'll go through that. Because I talked to the other judge, the civil judge that was supposed to order the writ. He never ordered one, so we'll go through that process, and then we'll just deal with this, like you said.
Okay, Mr. Herndon. All right. Well, good luck to you. Okay, and then I guess you want to set it off. How long? And then I can't imagine discovery is obviously not complete because it's such a new case.
Yeah, no.
Judge, just like extending on.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to try to get everything as fast as possible for you. So, you know, it doesn't take a while. And then I guess we'll just go through the whole rigmarole. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Herndon.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sims.
I'm signed judgment on his trial concluded in February 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time we saw Mr. Herndon was February of 23. Now we are August.
That's because he lives in Canada.
Canada?
Remember, it was Florida at first. Now it's
On a
Canada.
reservation.
Yeah. Thought it was Florida.
No, it was Florida at first.
Can you see if someone has filed a subpoena? What's the length of your reach, great state of Texas?
A civil subpoena, I haven't done it. I mean,
You know?
there's some case you can look it up.
You should be able to like,
I'll look it up by his name, see if I can find him.
okay. I've been trying to have him labeled as a vexatious litigant for a very long time because he files lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. And I'm telling you, if I remember correctly, he's probably filed like maybe 20 to 30 lawsuits, federal lawsuits, state lawsuits. And I reached out to the county attorney's office, you know. Anyways.
Judge Trinald Robinson.
Oh, that's right.
Spoke with Trinald, communicated with his mother. They're saying they're gonna make the bond. So can we,
Yes,
remove
absolutely.
the,
Once they do it up, that's fine.
Yeah.
But like I said,
we admonish him?
Okay.
Just admonish him on, so he's clear on everything.
Do you want me to bring mom on the phone to let her know that she has a week to get him there?
Oh, yes.
Okay. We do it when he gets out here. I'll call her again. I got it right here. I wrote it down.
Okay,
What's,
So she's certain about the obligations that are going on, to make
Okay.
sure y'all meet those.
Hello,
is this Ms. Davila?
What's going
this is she. How you doing?
Hi, this is Judge Fleischer in Court 5.
How you doing, Judge?
Pretty good. So I'm sitting here with your son now.
Okay.
You want me to set a bond, is that correct?
You say you want, say it again, sir? I'm sorry.
You would like me to set a bond for you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I will, excuse me, I'm going to set the bond at $10,000.
Okay, thank you so much.
I want you to understand that we are giving you a week to get your son to turn himself in to Virginia.
Okay.
If he fails to turn himself in, then I'm going to revoke the bond. I will set it at 0. You're going to lose all that money. So please be careful and make sure that he gets there on time. Don't dilly-dally. If he gets arrested in another jurisdiction somehow, for some reason, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to revoke the bond.
Okay.
So you need to be very careful. Grab a hold of your son because you have a lot of money in play.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
The other thing I'm going to advise you is do not get on a plane.
Yes, sir.
If you go anywhere where they're going to ask for his identification, they're going to put him in jail because this warrant for Virginia is still out there and it's still active.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir. I'm just gonna go ahead and post the bond now.
Do you have any questions?
When is his deadline to show the court proof that he's going to turn himself into Virginia? When is the reset date? When is the deadline?
Today is the 2nd, so it will be by the 9th.
Date on 9th?
Oh, you want me to put it for the 12th then?
I didn't know how you had it, because I can verify the morning of, because if he's there, it's gonna be.
No. You verify on the 9th. He's supposed to be in. We're giving him a week.
So I'll reset to the 9th and then.
Ma'am. Bless you. The only other thing I'm going to advise you is do not wait until 2 days before to try to make it up there. I don't care. I don't care what happens. Murphy's Law, if, something for some reason gets in your way that you can't take him up there, it does not matter. So I would the day he gets out, the next day I would head on up to Virginia.
Okay. Yes, sir.
August 9th is his deadline.
August 9th is the deadline. Yeah.
That's his reset date here in the court, and I need to present by that
If
day.
I don't get a teletype by the 9th, then I'll call Virginia Sheriff's Office that morning.
Okay, August.
Yeah.
Got it. Understood, Judge.
Okay.
We're all on board. Thank you.
Good luck, Mr. Robinson.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. 10,000.
Judge, when you get a moment, can you see if Herman is on Zoom?
He is not.
He's not, okay.
His office called and I was busy with this person, so I'm going to call them back real quick.
Mr. Martinez office, this is Jane. How can I help you?
Hi, Jenny. This is Judge Fleischer in Court 5.
Yes, sir. One of our clients have already called, but Martinez had already tried to log in.
Oh.
But he wasn't allowed to.
I know. I didn't see it. Can you ask him to try to log in again? I didn't see it. I'll put a ringer on here so I can hear it. Let me see. Damn it. That's not it.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir, what exactly do you need from Mr. Martinez?
Per the statute, he has to do some kind of, some kind of treatment program while he's using an occupational license. That's the problem. So we need to devise and see what he's going to do as far as some kind of treatment program. So that's what it is. Okay?
Give me 1 second.
Victoria, you wanna go through the list?
Hi, Judge.
Hey,
Hey, he's in a doctor's appointment. Like, there's not even a way for us to get a hold of him. Do you know what treatment you're planning to order?
give me a second, hold on.
I just want to see what happens here, and then I'll call it a night.
Raymond fell to appear first time.
Say it again?
Page 3, Astro.
No, again? Come on. Hey, look who picked up a new case.
Which one?
Castro.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I'm done with this. I'm done, and now we're gonna go through the other tree. I'm done with it. It's it. We will now do DVRP, or we're gonna do something else. I'm done with this. No more.
Yeah.
Okay, 5,001, I guess, until the mattresses keep them, we'll do it. We'll just keep, 5,001. Now I'll have to do a bail order. Did you appoint a lawyer? Where did he go?
To the restroom.
Okay.
No,
Dude tested positive for cocaine. Yes. He did.
No.
Yes,
No,
yes.
No.
Oh, no cocaine.
No.
Oh, just marijuana?
Just THC.
Did you miss the no, Judge?
So point or don't, no?
Yes,
Yes?
yeah. It's weird what they have it listed here and how they have this. I mean, and we'll talk there. We'll get there. Good morning, Mr. Chase.
How you doing?
How's jail?
Tired, exhausted, horrible.
I mean, you're not at Club Med, man. You know? Here's the rub. You are wanted out of, which county is it, Victoria?
Fort Worth,
No.
this was the one where it looked a little tricky. The teletype says Fort Worth. So the magistrate paperwork had Fort Wayne. The offense happened in Brazoria, but the teletype at the bottom.
If the offense happened in Brazoria, then it's gotta be Brazoria.
I don't know, it's handwritten that way, Brazoria.
Can I give you a cause number, guys?
I have the case. pulled
Okay.
up. I'm running his district.
On Keith Chase,
Yes, sir.
is he wanted out of Fort Worth or is he wanted out of Brazoria?
Well, he's got a bit of a history, so let me see what he has open.
You have a harassment case.
Yes.
You are wanted from a different county. You've been in jail for 10 days, at least 10 days here. And the jurisdiction that wants you has not made travel arrangements to come get you. So I'm going to release you because the statute says after 10 days, I have to release you. I'm going to give you a PR bond today. And what I'm advising you is that you have to go to the county where you're wanted, because otherwise you will eternally have this warrant for your arrest, and you will eternally continue to get picked up, sit in jail for 10 plus days, waiting. You're going to get released, and then you're going to continue to get picked up until you go and deal with this harassment case.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Where did you have court for this case? In Fort Worth or in Brazoria County? Where did you pick this case up? In Brazoria County?
I never, the girl,
I don't want to know. I don't care.
okay, I believe Brazoria.
Okay, then you have to go back to Brazoria County, because if you don't, it's going to continue to happen over and over. There's no bond set there, is there?
500 on the paperwork, but in our system, no.
I think that your bond over there is $500. If you literally pay $50, that warrant will get lifted, and then you can start going and doing your court dates over there. If you show up, good things will happen to you, Mr. Chase. You keep running, you're going to be continually sitting in jail for 10 plus days, and you get no credit. Like, none of this counts for any sentence whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to grant you a PR bond. Let's set bond at $500, just like the other bond is set. Go to Brazoria County or post that bond.
I will.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Okay. Oh, Stephen. Is it Brazoria, Pavel?
I believe so, Judge. I don't actually show a want, but I do show another substance. So.
You.
Judge, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Page 5, Delion. Declaration of
Okay, this is really the last one.
What's the last name?
Delion, page 5.
De Leon.
What you said.
2501.
Okay. Next, Judge, is page 9, Oregon. Nicole arraignment fell to appear.
This is second, yeah, right? Okay. 5001, or sorry, 5002.
Theo?
Yep, right now.
It's very cool.
Natalie from
Hey.
her office.
What's going on?
Hey, okay, so he said he's fine doing the AA 5 times a week. I told him he can send me the proof and I can send it into, I don't know if you'd want it into Ramona or you want to.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get it to, if you don't mind getting it to Ramona.
You
And
want it
then,
just like once every Friday or something?
correct, right. And just please beware that at the first time that it doesn't happen, the license gets, yanked.
I understand.
Okay? All right,
Okay,
so
I'll
we'll
let
do the AA 5 times a week to provide proof every Friday.
Okay.
And we'll do
That
it
works.
like that. Okay,
Okay, that works.
thanks.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Connor, yeah, come on.
We're reapproaching on Pena. He just went to drug test and he's telling me test negative.
Oh,
Negative.
great. Mr. Pena, come up.
And Judge, really quick on the BVR itself, it was for an hour and a half. He admitted to me that he did fall asleep after work. Mom is here. She did say on that day she was there and he was at the house. As soon as pretrial called him and told him that his ankle monitor was off, he immediately started charging it. So it was just an issue of not charging for an hour and a half.
Hey, Tracy, I don't understand this. It says client had no GPS, no cell, 6 hours.
Meaning he didn't charge it. Why did not charge it?
But it says he did not charge it as instructed and on 7/19/24 at 8:13 PM. Client had no GPS, no cell, device received power back on at 9:44 PM. So it had no power from 8:13 to 9:44, or it had no power for 6 hours.
That doesn't make sense. Let me ask.
That makes no sense. If it did not have power for 6 hours, I'm gonna have a big problem with that. If it had just no power from 8:13 to 9:44, I'm okay with that.
Understood.
I'll see what her notes say.
What does this mean? First, if you didn't have power for 6 hours, that tells me something is afoot. And I have a problem with that.
Report. She's not, you know, in the case.
Let's do this. Go ahead, take a seat for me while we wait, and then we'll be right back with you.
You know, shut up for his thing. That's why.
Yeah, just run it.
Okay.
Yeah. One to you for free now. You're what, 20, right? You said? Do you have money? So how are you
That's
gonna
fine
pay
when
for
he
one?
comes back.
Well, I contact one, but I had they called me and they said I didn't need a lawyer for today. So I believe on 2.
Most lawyers with the 2 cases that you have, they will charge you several $1,000s to represent you. If you have that money, then great.
No.
But I'm giving it one to you for free now, you know? And he's a great lawyer. He will help you out. But I don't care if you have Jesus by your side as your lawyer, these conditions will remain on you, whether you have, it don't matter who you got. My goal before you leave out of here with everything is at a minimum to have your GED.
Yes, sir.
You catch my drift? All right. I'm going to have you sign conditions. I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Don't use. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Do you have a cell phone?
No, but I'm working on that as well.
The lawyer here needs somehow to get a hold of you.
He could call my aunt's number. I live with her.
Okay.
I got her cell phone on me right now.
Okay, hang tight. James, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
You been to jail?
No, I don't want to.
Michael's gonna pay $3,400 for you? I don't know. I don't know. Boy, did we take, okay. Did we take anybody else into custody? Boy, that $3,400 might be worse, huh? What's worse, 2 days in jail or $3,400?
2 days in jail.
You think so? I mean, you been to jail? You been to jail?
No, I don't want to.
Michael's gonna pay $3,400 for you? I don't know. I don't know.
Judge.
I'll have to have a serious talk with Michael. What?
I have a report.
Okay,
She put the wrong time. It was 3:14 when it went.
come up, come up. Hey, you ready? Does your mom speak English or no?
She can understand, but she speaks more Spanish.
Okay. Tracy, what's the word?
He's got a charge better. He started getting warnings on the 15th and it died on the 19th. Like 314 to 9. 44, so that's 944, so that's 6 hours.
So it died at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yeah,
and then it came back at
9:44.
9. So we were unable to figure out what he was doing between all that time.
And then when he.
How many other-
He called Fleischer, said that he was asleep.
They called me.
Oh, they called you?
They didn't call me all day. As soon as they called me, I put it to charge. As soon as they called me, I have the screenshot. I didn't know.
You're telling me you fell asleep at 3 p.m.?
No, I was at work. I got home like at 7 and I fell asleep. And as soon as they called me at 9, I put it to charge. As soon as they called me, it didn't.
Died while you were at work though.
It didn't vibrate. It didn't do nothing. It usually vibrates. It didn't vibrate.
Any other days?
Vibration on.
Is this the only day, Tracy, or is there multiple days that it's done?
There's multiple days this month where it's getting close to dying. So I guess you're at work when it starts going low on you.
It doesn't vibrate.
That's
It usually vibrates.
You have to anticipate. You need to look at the device, and if it's 20% battery and you know you're going to go to work for 6 to 8 hours, if I go to work, is this thing going to die? That's called anticipation. And you need to anticipate, like when you have a cell phone. You either charge it all night so that when you wake up it's 100%, or if you don't have the wherewithal to do that, then before you're going to go out for a long stretch where you don't have the ability to charge, you anticipate. Anytime, so we have them on a curfew, right?
Yeah.
What?
His curfew is.
6 a.m. to 9.
He's been in compliance with the curfew.
Sorry, genuine burning question in my brain. Is it not common to use power banks in the US? Because like I've got 2 here on my desk. One is charging there, one is charging in the room. It's like a normal thing to have a power bank on us.
Yeah, curfew's fine. It's just not like, when it started giving me that warning on 15, that's when you do a full charge. You went almost a whole other day without charge, for 2-3 days without charge.
Look, sometimes I don't.
What is this look stuff?
No, it's because like sometimes my charger, I don't know, like I'll be having to move it around so it could charge. I don't know if it's my monitor, but like I'll be having to move my charger around. And then like it didn't even vibrate the day she said it turned off. It didn't vibrate. It didn't let me know. The reason I found out it turned off because they called me.
How often do you charge this thing? Or when they tell you to charge this thing, because they give you instructions on how to use it. They don't just put something on your ankle, expect you to learn by yourself. What do they tell you to do as far as charging?
For 24 hours.
Okay. Why are you not doing that?
I do that. I don't know.
Baloney, you were not. You were getting lazy again. And if that thing dies one more time, so will you. I will not give you another pass. No está cargando la cosa en el pie.
Sí, sí lo está cargando.
No lo está cargando. Tengo el reporte aquí que dice.
Son 2 horas.
Había 6 horas el otro día que se fue muerto la cosa.
Porque él llegó de trabajar y se durmió y fue cuando lo
Que le
llamaron.
estoy diciendo que él tiene que cargarlo cada día. Y la próxima vez que se muere la cosa, le voy a poner en la cárcel con una fianza de $30,000. No estoy jugando de nuevo. Te prometo, la próxima vez tú te vas a la cárcel.
Sí.
Y no me importa cualquier excusa que tú tienes, no me importa. ¿Entiendes, Méndez?
Sí.
I told him the next time it dies, so does he. I will not entertain any excuses. So we will take a look. I'm happy that you're not going out past curfew, but I still don't know what you're doing. This is the final warning you will get from me. El final, que le digo que no tiene más.
Sí, pero a veces.
Cada día. How long does it take to charge it?
At least 2 hours to get a good full charge. So you can't do the rule 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there.
2 horas cada vez tienes que cargarlo. So can you like watch TV and just sit there and charge it or what? There's no excuse.
2 horas, está bien.
Okay.
Yo no voy a encargar de
All right. Okay, Connor.
Okay, that's it for the night. This whole if it dies, you die, that is exactly why we have power banks, because if my phone dies and I am in danger, then all my lifelines are on here. In fact, we have a variety of security apps that you can push and it finds your location, etc. So I don't let my phone get past 10%. You know, if it reaches 10% and that 10% warning comes up, I'm panicking because it also gets really slow. All right. I am going to bed and I am going to be away from tech. I've just been deleting any form of social media off my phone. I'm going to have a tech-free weekend. I'm going to hopefully on Monday be able to export all the trial stuff from the torture man. But let's see. If I can't get it to work, we may have to just catch up with their awful sound. But I know it's not ideal. Good night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Just a reminder that our friends are, I've put our friends links in the description. Courtroom Cat and American Courts. I was going to redirect to American Courts, but it's still 2 hours from now. So I think that might be a little bit of a bad redirect, and Broken Baker is still not showing up, no matter what I do. Okay, I will potentially see you guys on Monday. I'm not going to make promises because I don't want to be like stressing about iMovie. Okay, I'll see you guys on Monday. It might be for general court watching. It might be for the trial. Let's do it that way. Have a great weekend. If you feel like you need a tech detox too, 100% recommend. Got my little burner phone ready to go. And I'll see you guys. Bye.